Yo, thank you for the $5 donation. I appreciate it, David. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Man, there is a lot of crazy shit going on right now. There is a lot of crazy shit going on right now. It's crazy that today we're going to be covering not only one guy that called somebody's job, but two. It's actually insane. And we'll get into, I think we'll do... Thank you for the fire. I think that was the...
Always fire music before stream, fire emoji, fire emoji, fire emoji.
Thank you, I appreciate it. Is Mersh's is crazy as the Mersh's breakup letter? Yeah. Well, Mersh just got his ex fired from her job. So, yeah, it's pretty crazy. And he basically took ownership of it. But there's a couple of different little things. We talked about Asmongold last time and Israel. And it seems like his kind of tone on some of this stuff is changing a little bit. So Clipping Wings typed, Asmongold turns on Israel and AIPAC while reacting to a song clip. Israel tries to exert pseudo-political power in America.
I'm an American citizen. I don't want Israel involved in my politics. I don't care about Israel. I don't care who's bombing terrorists. I want terrorists to get bombed. This is the problem that people like Hassan have, is that they reframe all criticism of terrorism to criticism of Israel. But they don't understand that I think a lot of us feel the way that, like, we don't like Israel and we don't like the terrorists. We don't like either one of them.
I mean, you can dislike, terrorism, but also not support. I mean, like, it's just kind of backwards. Asmongold, like, kind of, at least to me, I mean, in a pretty big way, supported the Iran war when it first started, which is all about Israel. So kind of a little bit backwards there.
Like, if both of these sides could lose, this would be great. Now, I do want to say, why do I not like...
It's just the classic, like, kind of not really thought deeply about right-wing position on this, where it's like, I don't care what happens out in the desert on the other side of the world. But it's like, if you're an American citizen, your tax dollars go to it. We fund it. I mean, they're so influential. We're now in a war with Iran because of it. So it's like, you kind of have to care. Yeah, kind of like a midwit take. It's a presentation of, like, your stupidity on it to say, like, I don't care about what happens over there, or, whatever.
Like Israel. I'm mainly ambivalent towards Israel, like I'm neutral generally, but I trend negative. And the reason why I trend negative is because I think Israel tries to exert pseudo-political power in America through things like AIPAC and the ADL, and then use that political power to subvert our Constitution.
It's interesting. The ADL, what's been very interesting, and I've talked about it before, and I've played a clip of Greenblatt, talking about the ADL, and they're kind of switching focus. It's actually very interesting. So the ADL for a long time was going after people on the right online, people on the far right. And then this year, I think it was like this year, maybe like 6 months ago, he did an interview saying that they're switching their focus to people on the left that have been too critical of Israel, and specifically named, like, progressives. I mean, it was pretty interesting stuff. And obviously the switch in their attention is because, like, these progressives and stuff like that have been so vocal about their distrust and unhappiness with Israel and our partnership with them.
And our freedom of speech by reframing things that people say and ideologies that people have as anti-Semitism. So I think that Israel is a foreign power that's trying to wield influence in America in a way that is not what me...
The other thing about Jonathan Greenblatt doing that is it really showed that they're there to, like, basically be hatchet men for Israel, right? Like, his main thing was, like, we're switching focus to progressives and leftists, and their whole thing is just being a vocal, somebody vocally against Israel. So it's just they're just basically hatchet men for the country.
As an American wants them to do. I think that Qatar and China do this too. Israel isn't unique, but I think Israel is the most overt. So like it's like people don't know this, but very clearly other countries put money into American politics. Israel isn't the only country that's doing this.
But who is the most effective? I mean, we're in a fucking war right now because of it. It's like one is much more effective and much more ingrained within the political establishment in America.
Israel does this on a world stage, and they're not even on a world stage, but on the stage with politicians. So it's a lot more in your face. But the truth is that this is happening all over. So that's the reason why they're overt and covert in different ways, right? You're right about that.
Yeah, but who is more successful? It's obviously Israel.
But which country doesn't, though? Sure, AIPAC is fucking obvious. It is, but I think that, again, and
This is recent. This was like a day ago. And he has been getting, like, there's been people that have been, vocally against, his kind of overwhelming support of, like, Israel and Iran. Really Iran. I wouldn't say Israel, but he, like, kind of sweeps for them, obviously, kind of characterizes everything when people have an issue with the genocide or anything. It's just all of them are terrorists. We're killing all terrorists. It's kind of like apologetics for what's happening over there. So it's interesting to see like he's kind of the tone or whatever's changing a little bit. Then there's one more, and then we're going to get into Mersh stuff. Asmongold compares Americans who support Israel to anchor babies.
Israel, or it's working. Do you think that AIPAC is working in the best interest of Israel, or it's working in the best interest of America? You're not getting that. Probably Israel.
Shamu, can you cover some other day Take-Two using subpoenas on Microsoft and Discord to potentially get... I don't even know what that means. I didn't even realize that was probably a joke until I got...
But they are Americans, bro?
No, I don't even know what that means.
Why do you think that they're Americans? What makes you think that they're Americans? They're born and raised in the USA? So you think an anchor baby is an American that doesn't speak English?
Wait, is this an actual thing? I thought he was making some sham docs joke or something. Take-Two subpoenaed some Discord.
Like somebody has a baby and then they fly back to China, raise the kid in China, or I guess raised is different, but how does this work? I don't view somebody as an American just because they were born and raised here. Not anchor babies, bro. They're older than you are, mostly. Yeah, I know.
Holy shit, that is crazy. That is fucking insane. So Take-Two Interactive has filed a DMCA to subpoena Discord and Microsoft to provide user data to identify the leaker behind the recent Grand Theft Auto 6 leaks. That's wild. That is actually fucking crazy, man. Here, let me pull this up really quick. We'll look at this in just a second. That's insane. So they're gonna try to dox. They're gonna try to dox Discord users essentially to try to narrow down who the leaker was for GTA 6. That's insane.
If they were younger, maybe they'd be more in tune with the internet. They'd understand how bad they are, but they're not. So what you're saying, I don't care whether they were born here or not. When you start advocating for the best interests of a foreign state over America, you're no longer an American in my eyes.
So he's getting into dual loyalty stuff, which I agree with. Ben Shapiro, for instance. Ben Shapiro is very influential on the right, but obviously his loyalty lies with Israel. Any kind of political action or anything else. He's looking for ways for it to benefit Israel, and if it comes at the cost of U.S. citizens or America, he will still, follow through or advocate for it. So it's interesting to see a little bit of shift in the tone of Asmongold. But let's look at this really quick, and then we'll get into the Mersh stuff. Bam. So Take-Two. It's Take-Two subpoenas Discord and Microsoft in hunt for GTA 6 leaker. That is crazy. What kind of an insane subpoena is that, where it's just give me all of the Discord. Just give me everybody on Discord. Maybe they have it narrowed down to a server, I guess, right? But Take-Two, parent company of developer Rockstar Games, is taking legal action to find whoever is responsible for leaking footage of Grand Theft Auto 6. They are like, I saw a video today where people were showing up at people's houses and being like, what do you know about this? A guy like guessed the day right when the leaks were going to happen, just randomly. They have no, that's all they have, is that he said the leaks are going to happen on this day. And then they showed up at his house to question him. Oh, man. Okay. The company filed 2 petitions for subpoenas in the Southern District of New York to get Microsoft and Discord to hand over information Take-Two has identified as being associated with the leak. So I guess they have some server or something. So that kind of makes sense. In the case of Microsoft, the company is looking for information related to GitHub repository that allegedly hosted Take-Two's copyright material, including audiovisual content, artwork, images, dialogue, and other creative elements. The company is specifically asking Microsoft to hand over business records and investigative records associated with Microsoft's internal investigation of the cyber leak persona. For Discord, Take-Two is asking for information on several different accounts and servers, including Discord users CyberLeak, Cinematic Rockstar, and Surfer24K. A Discord server run by GTA 5 content creator. Dark Viper AUs? This is what he was bitching about on Twitter? Okay, that's actually crazy, man. I saw him freaking out on Twitter about something. And that must have been what it was, that he's somehow involved with this shit. That's fucking hilarious, dude. 14 pages of Discord logins? What is that in reference to? Let me see. Holy shit. Okay, so Dark Viper AUs respond to some of this. Let's see here. This is actually crazy, man. So he's like talking with the leaker. This is Dark Viper. He's kind of like Chud Logic, and I think Diorio have covered him extensively. I don't know much about him, but the GTA 6 leaker contacted me and says they'll reveal themselves to Rockstar Games if they... Thank you for becoming a member. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Restores 9 adversary modes I haven't done. Restores 9 adversary modes I haven't done. Brings back the mansion raid. Activates snow and the snowman collectibles. That I need all 3 to complete GTA Online is purely... Oh, this is a fucking joke. I just got owned. Hold on. I know that he was tweeting about this, though, because there was some legal thing. So let me check again. That was retarded, though. I just didn't read the whole thing. Let me see. This was recorded. Is he just, like, memeing on all this shit? That's a massive L, dude. I just remember seeing it in passing, and he was, like, bitching about something. Oh, wait, here it is. Take-Two is filed. Let's see what he has to say. This is it. Massive L. Huge L. Huge L. All right. Thank you for the 5.
Don't react to his video, he'll have a meltdown. It's 14 pages.
Yeah. I know he DMCAs people like crazy, so yeah, I'm good on that. Take-Two has filed multiple subpoenas seeking info to catch the GTA 6 leaker. They're asking for my Discord info. I'm mentioned by name. Oh, shit. I would be freaking the fuck out, man. For real. I don't know anything. That isn't my editor's Discord. There aren't even any clips of the leaks in either of my Discord. I am confused. I did say he can't drive multiple times, so maybe I caused him to write CyberLeak can't drive. So is this guy going to turn out to be a fucking Dark Viper mega fan or something? CyberLeak can't drive on the most recent clips? Maybe he visited my Discord. I don't know. Rockstar hasn't emailed me. I suspect if they thought I knew something personally, they would do so. Everyone is talking about these leaks. I'm not special, hopefully. I don't know about that. You get mentioned by name in this. A Discord server run by GTA 5 content creator Dark Viper AU and another server called Odyssey Kotaku writes that Take-Two is asking for all identifying information related to the accounts, including things like their full names, phone numbers, any accounts they've linked to, and any content they've shared related to Grand Theft Auto. Holy fuck, man. They're after it. They want this guy dead. They want him dead. That's crazy. Footage of GTA 6 started leaking earlier this week on August 18th, and Take-Two quickly sprang into action, issuing Take-Two was the one, they lost so the people that were supposed to basically advertise for Grand Theft Auto, something like that, their advertisement or something, the day this shit got leaked, The day this shit got leaked, they lost, it was like some crazy amount of money. It was like billions or something. I mean, their stock plummeted for like 2 days and then kind of evened out or whatever. But they definitely took like a crazy hit just from this leaking. I'm guessing it was Take-Two. It was somebody associated with Rockstar, so I don't know. Issuing takedown requests to keep information about the game from being shared. Despite the company's best efforts, leaks of the game continued to spread, including new videos that suggested CyberLeak, the leaker or group associated with the footage, had a working build of the game. Now, this is actually India's fault. We've talked about that last time. India is to blame, like a generational India L not having good enough security and leaking the entire fucking game. Before the footage spread online, Take-Two and Rockstar plan to offer an extended look at GTA 6 through an exclusive streaming deal with Netflix. Oof. Yikes. Ouch. This isn't the first time GTA 6 is leaked. In 2022, footage of the game was shared by an 18-year-old member of a hacking group, Lapsus. Bizarrely, via an Amazon Fire TV stick, after a mental health assessment determined the hacker was unable to stand trial. This man's so autistic, he can't even stand trial. And that he intended to return to cybercrime if he was released. The judge sentenced him to an indefinite hospital order. That's fucking crazy. It's an India W, you buffoon. I mean, I guess if you want to look at it that way, for being like a complete retard. The guy was a complete idiot. But yeah, I mean, I guess so. That's nuts, man. So if you're in Dark Viper AU's Discord, there's a chance you're gonna get doxxed by Take-Two. Or at least they're gonna want all your information if you like talked about any of this stuff. That's wild. Some wild stuff. All right. Let's get into Mersh. Mersh is having a tough time, guys. It's been tough for old Mersh.
I am the most cucked man alive.
The most cucked man alive. So we covered this last time. This has been my favorite breakup drama, whatever, of like this year by far. I love this shit. I've been watching all the leaks that come out and everything else. It's been great. And it is a new soundbite. That's true. I should add that. I thought about it, but. So last time we talked, Ice Dancer was leaking Dabbler of the Year. Yes, I agree. Ice Dancer should get Dabbler of the Year 2026, 100%. So last time we talked, Ice Dancer was leaking. She leaked a letter. And in the letter itself, it talks about how upset Mersh was when his girlfriend fucked Ethan Ralph. Fucked him more than one time. He then laments that Ice Dancer cheated on him with Kevin Scampoli, who is a bald midget who is on Rumble. He's like 5'1". He's actually tiny, you can tell. But she cheated on Mersh with him, and that was a huge deal. And he writes about it in the letter. This is a goodbye letter to her, and he's like yelling at her, screaming in capital letters about how he got cucked and how his friend of like 18 years cucked him and everything else, right? And then this happened. This is like the weirdest part about this is this was what pushed Mersh over the edge. This picture right here, which is fucking bizarre. She was leaking DMs. She was leaking voicemails. But this picture was the one that pushed him over the edge. Now, the funny thing about this is like, we have to go back to where Ice Dancer was sleeping with Ethan Ralph. Thank you for the 627.
Who is the most GR-paid man in the sector? Tectone, Mersh or Vikos?
I mean, it depends on what time we're talking about. If we're just in the present, currently right now, it's definitely Mersh. But you know, some of those pull ahead and whatever else. When Vickers, like, when the defamation suit came out and everyone found out that he was accused of rape by his wife, he was in first. But I feel like all these guys kind of just vying for the position. So back when Ice Dancer slept with Ethan Ralph and cucked Mersh, and Mersh started a war with Ethan Ralph, it was a huge deal. Mersh would put on like a Burger King crown, and he declared himself king of the sector. He was the king on high, king of the sector, self-declared. And he would wear a Burger King crown. And for some reason, when she posted this picture, it just made him fucking go crazy. It just made him go nuts. And he threatened at the time, he said, I'm going to do something that I can't take back. I am going to, get evil. And he did. Because he got her fired from her job. So L Horrible, B Dabbler, says, the strongest in the Devilverse are the men who cry. And Ice Dancer said, are the ones who get you, and the ones that get you fired from your job. Who did this? Mersh contacted my employer over the weekend. So it's a claim, right? Claim that he got her fired. But Mersh actually kind of took, in kind of like an Ethan Ralph-esque way, took responsibility for it. So as soon as she posted that, he posted the picture from Goodfellas when the guy's walking into the room and then they take him out, He thinks he's going to be a made man and then they just destroy him. So that's kind of like Mersh taking responsibility for getting her fired from her job. Now, the crazy thing is like, he got her fired from her job for this, but that doesn't even cover what has happened over the last couple days. So after this picture was posted, he emailed her work to basically leak confidential records or whatever she did at her job, got her fired from her job. But then they also had a confrontation. Let me go to the confrontation stuff. So Mersh was on panel, some Dabblerverse panel, and I've caught up and like basically cut all the parts that I think are relevant. The hosts were like reading super chats and shit like in between during this like crazy confrontation where there's been drama for like over a year. Ice Dancer hops on the panel and Mersh is there. So I just kind of cut it up a little bit.
Yes, I got humiliated, I got cucked, I got ruined, I got fucked.
Check your fucking cash app. You fucking bum!
And I'm telling you right now that I will make a lot of money burning your shit to the fucking ground.
So she leaked originally. So Mersh basically said, I'm going to ruin you. I'm going to burn your shit to the ground. And he left her in a voicemail, right? And he also made a video driving home, was like, I'm going to ruin you. I'm going to expose you. So she in turn leaked the 18-page, 8-page letter, the goodbye letter, and then also leaked audio of him talking like this.
And it's about time I've done it.
You have gone out of your way to embarrass me, bury me, shit on me.
You were going to if I didn't post the letter.
Marsh seems to be like losing his mind, and there's like a love note that came out or something.
She leaked the breakup, 17-page breakup letter
back. She only loves people who revenge.
So one of the guys, so this is Kevin, the guy on screen right now is Kevin Scampoli. And essentially Kevin Scampoli cucked Mersh. He was the second or third person to cuck Mersh. And after, actually she was still talking to him. But recently he released like audio revenge, like literal revenge porn audio of her. So that's what Mersh is referring to there.
Revenge porn her.
I bought you $75 at the sushi place, you fucking asshole. I think that you think that I'm doing something that's like insane and like that I've been planning. Everything that I've posted.
It's been pretty shown that you've been
It's been in response to
pretzel emojis.
So I guess I should just say like, it is super fucking low to get someone fired from their fucking job. Like interfering in like that kind of shit is like so crazy, dude. So insane. It's like crazy escalation. It's like you're emailing somebody's work to attempt to get them fired so they can't, make a living. It's wild. And I guess the funny thing is like Mersh for like days was like, I'm not, I'm better than these people. I'm not going to roll around in the mud. All this stuff. I talked about it last time, right? Where he was saying, I'll play a little snippet of it. So this is how he was talking originally, and then we'll go back to the actual confrontation. But I did want to talk about this because it's a part of it. So he would say things like, I'm not going to roll in the mud with them. They're monsters. They're demons. I'm better than them.
He's so fucking horrible. Like, objectively speaking, right? Like, I'm not, like, holy shit, though. I can take a little bit of comfort. Walking away knowing that, like, holy shit, like, everyone in this situation is so fucking horrible. Like,
objectively speaking, right? Like, I'm not, like, you know what I mean? Like, I fought, cool. Dude, it's one of those things where you go, all right, man, you know what? I took the L here. I'm going to take it on the fucking chin, whatever. But, like,
I wish I knew the exact timestamp, but in one of these like Nightwave streams, after all this drama is going on, he literally like kind of compares himself to Jesus Christ. He's like turning the other cheek and like being related. It's like actually fucking insane.
You guys are horrible. Horrible. Like this is shit that like will be informing decisions I make long in the field. Like there will be moments where people ask advice or
and when they ask advice, when they're in a situation where they're getting cucked, tell them to call the person's work to get them fired.
Come to me for something like.
Yeah, Mersh actually did reply to me. I should pull that up. Yeah, actually, that's a good idea. Yeah.
This will inform, like, it's craziness. It's actually craziness. But yeah, I just look at it like I've been looking at it like, look, man, I've thought about this. And I know, fuck, he's going to do another show. He's going to address this gay shit, whatever, but I'm going to do it. Yeah. Obviously, the show is going to be fucked up for a while. The whole vibe's going to be fucked up for a while. I'm the host of the show. I'm the host of the vibe, and my vibe's going to be fucked up for a while, and that's to be expected. And I'm going to do my best to try to not fuck it up.
So this was kind of the vibe. He was like, I'm going to turn the other cheek. I'm not going to do anything. And so I told him, I was like, you should go on the offensive, Mersh. Now, I didn't mean get someone fired from their fucking job. So you're at, Lord Jesus Christ, Son of God, please have mercy on me, a sinner. I said, go on the offensive, Mersh. I'm sure you'll be fine. He said, nah, let the monsters be monsters. I was never that. It's like 2 days later, he's like calling somebody's work to get them fired, you know? Absolutely nuts. So anyways, a lot's changed in the last few days. And this is the thing. He actually sent this after he had shared her revenge corn. So like somebody uploaded the video with the audio or whatever, and he like retweeted it. You know, it's like, I'm not a monster, just like sharing revenge core, you know, whatever. Okay. So let's get back to when Ice Dancer crashed the panel and to confront Mersh.
Pretzel emojis in the chat, boy.
It's been $75 at the sushi place, you fucking asshole. I think that you think that I'm doing something that's like insane and like that I've been planning. I'm only everything that I've posted.
It's been pretty shown that you've been.
It's been in response.
Pretzel emojis in the chat, boy.
I said when we were together.
So this is Kevin Scampoli, and essentially he's going to explain it here, but Ice Dancer and Kevin Scampoli were still talking when her and Mersh were together, or they were sending emojis back and forth. And they would send like a pretzel emoji to say like, is Mersh going to be here? Is Mersh not going to be here? Or if I'm still with Mersh, that kind of stuff.
He has pretzel skin, and I don't know what it means. She doesn't know what it means, but now pretzel means Mersh. So I sent pretzel emoji, and she says no Mersh. So that was Saturday. There was no Mersh.
Pretzel emojis in the chat, boy.
Can we get some pretzels?
It's been in response to your little scorched earth moment that you decided not to go through on.
And my scorched earth shit was like a month ago.
It was like 2 days. It was like 4 or 5 days ago, by the way. It was like 4 or 5 days ago that he was like, I'm going to burn you to the ground. I'm going to make so much money off your corpse, bitch. Fuck you, bitch. It was like 5 days ago, I think. He's like, wasn't that a month ago? Crazy, man.
Scorched earth moment that you decided not to go through on.
And my scorched earth shit was like a month ago.
Fuck you. I've had it. I've had it with you. You're not a fucking thing. You just fuck people who are a thing.
Let's calm down. Okay? You just fuck people that are a thing. It's like we're doing Nightwave, okay? It's talking like, she's a star fucker. It's like, well, actually, I mean, kind of just hosting Nightwave, you know. It's like, let's bring it. Let's halt the brakes on that just a bit.
When you
No, right now. No, it was when you drove to my fucking house and you streamed that you were going to expose me for money. So I'm showing
and I didn't.
what you were doing.
Yeah, and that same night where he drove to her house to give her a box, basically he posted a picture with her apartment number or whatever. So he like kind of doxed her in that way too. So yeah.
Sorry.
Oh,
Okay.
everyone knows what's going on. What's been going on, and I don't literally I'm the guy that's getting humiliated here, and I'm sitting here going, yes, I got humiliated, I got cucked, I got ruined, I got fucked, and people that know what's going on know what you did.
Oh, what? Okay.
You know, I got apologies for.
So do you?
So he alludes to it. It's like what she did was like fuck Kevin Scampoli. She fucked Kevin Scampoli while they're dating. Now, Ice Dancer actually clarifies this, that she was talking to Kevin Scampoli, and then she claims she broke up with Kevin Scampoli and then fucked him, right? But it's kind of, so it's like, I would consider that like emotional cheating. I mean, it's cheating. But I always figured it was like they were lying about it. Like she was lying to Mersh. Kevin Scampoli would come over and rail her or whatever, and then Mersh would come back or something like that. But it was actually, apparently she was like texting him and they were flirting and stuff, and then she broke up with Mersh to go fuck him and then came back.
Stand by your tweets when you had your little crash out of when you drove to my house and your stream. Do you stand by what you said then?
You are one of the biggest pieces of shit I've ever met in my life. I stand by everything. And you're horrible.
It's my response.
And everything that happens to you that's horrible, you deserve it. And I hope you burn in the.
Thanks. I hope you make $1 million off of this.
Right.
I thought you were taking the high road.
I think that's an Ethan Ralph line. I hope you make, or well, maybe Ricada. I hear Ricada say that shit a lot. I hope you make $1 million off this. You know, he'll say that to people that are like going at him or whatever.
Make $1 million. Yeah, maybe Clown Town will. We'll share.
I guess we have to tie in Ricada as well. Ricada vouched for this woman. Essentially, Ricada told Mersh, "I can vouch for this girl. She's cool." Which is a whole other thing. Is like, what is going on with these fucking people? Where it's like, they're saying, "Oh, this girl's good. This girl's bad." Oh no. It's pretty bizarre, but yeah, Ricada is involved in this somehow.
I'm not taking it. I stopped taking it.
You never fucking were. What are we talking about? You never were from the beginning, and then you decided I'm going to take the high road and I'm the bad guy. You started at the low road.
Yeah, except I didn't do anything, and you did.
All right.
What was the high road?
What did I do? Like, what did I do that ruined you or hurt you?
I never said that. You ruined me.
So what did I do? What did I do? Like, you have gone out of your way to embarrass me, bury me, shit on me.
You were going to if I didn't post the letter. That was your plan, because I didn't call you.
No.
It was.
So that was what Mersh kept saying. He was going to expose her and burn it down for money. He was like, "You're going to get my side of the story." I mean, like, he was like, it was like a big promo thing. He was in the car after driving from her house being like, "I'm going to expose her," whatever else. And then Ice Dancer, in response to his threats to expose her, leaked this letter. And then Mersh, like, kind of just put a big halt on any kind of anything. You would go live and just really not get into any specifics whatsoever. And the thing is like Mersh's point of view is like, well, I threatened to expose you. I threatened to burn your life down, but I didn't. But that's the thing is like, not everyone is going to respond to threats in the same way. Some people, you threaten them with that, or you like put something there, they'll just go fucking crazy on you, dude. Especially a woman. You know what I mean? You threaten them, and even a hint of that, they'll just go fucking crazy. And that's exactly what happened here. She just leaked and, voicemails and everything else.
It really actually was.
It was really just more about me just going,
it's just about you. It's always about you.
Right. It's always about me.
Yes.
Right.
What was the last fight?
It's never about you.
What was the last fight about?
It's never
that
about
led
how
to you
you
driving
feel,
to her house.
your anxiety, your problems.
Is that a buzzball?
No, guys. She just reminded me how much time she spent caring for me and buying me things and taking care of me. No, I'm sorry.
So she almost freaks out there. But let me see if I have it up here. I'll go to it.
Do you know how much?
Oh my God! I forgot what a burden I've been to you.
It's not always about
you.
This is crazy work. You were saying
don't know
Jack
how to
made up
view-
the whole attack thing and the stabbing and the home invasion, and you and your brother talk behind his back, and you all hate him.
Stabbing.
I mean, I don't really want to make that like.
So one of Mersh's biggest complaints, right, was that he bought this girl a Nintendo Switch 2. Like, he spent money on her, and then she betrayed him, hooked up with Kevin Scampoli. But she actually posted. So the Nintendo Switch 2 is like $450. And then she put into AI and asked how much she had spent, how much she had been sending Mersh. And she sent him over $1,000 on Super Tip over the course of them dating or whatever. And then she also, I don't even know how much it is. You can put that out next, Ice Stancer. How much money you sent him in Cash App. So she actually kind of just like paid for this shit. I mean, that's crazy. I did not expect that. I did not expect her to be donating that much, but the relationship started like really parasocially. She was like a fan donating to him and whatever else. And the other thing is Mersh would get upset if she was in somebody else's chat, which is kind of interesting, right? If she's in someone else's chat and is donating to them, did it have something to do with that? That is kind of an interesting tidbit there, If he was upset because maybe she was donating to them or giving them more attention.
Public.
Yeah, is it?
I didn't want to make a bunch of shit public either, but you did.
Me either, but you pushed me to do it.
But you admit you did it first.
Yes, I did it.
Okay,
Because you were going to expose me. Like, what?
Yes, she is like half Jewish or something, apparently. Ice Dancer is half Jewish or something like that, yes. By the way, guys, we've got 131 in the chat, and only... How many likes do we got? We've got 19 likes. So if some of those 110 people can please move the cursor, hit the like button. I appreciate it if you do. It helps the stream, helps more people get here. If you want to support, we've got Cash App and Stream Elements in the description, as well as Super Chats and memberships. But hit like. It's free. Thank you.
What are we talking about?
And I didn't.
She scooped you. She scooped you.
You literally did. You said you stood by it. What are we doing?
I couldn't tell she was Jewish. I didn't think she was Jewish. I was surprised.
You just said you did it first.
Those ties on your shirt look like lungs.
Hey, Mersh, what did you have in mind? If she hadn't released the letter prior to your...
Yeah, what were you going to share?
What were you going to do?
It is interesting.
I had honestly come to the conclusion. I was like, you know what, man?
This is crazy, too. So keep in mind, this is after he contacted her job. Like, emailed them, texts or whatever, of her talking about, things that were happening at her job that are supposed to remain confidential. This was like the day after, maybe 2 days after, he emailed them to get her fired from her job.
I'd honestly come.
Mersh, what did you have in mind? If she hadn't released the letter prior to your...
Yeah, what were you going to share?
What were you going to do?
It is interesting.
I had honestly come to the conclusion. I was like, you know what, man? I fucking threw the shit at her door, and I went home, and I was like, I slept it off. I went to do my show. The next day, I was like, I don't.
So I should have just like ignored everything you said and just said he was probably just angry. Why is that on me? Why should I not have expected you to do that?
Oh, it's on you because you did the thing. That's how it works. You're a woman and you don't understand. Oh, I did a thing. How is that on me? Because you said a thing. Well, I said a thing.
Again, it's like, it's just a fact. Like, especially people that aren't super online, like, Mersh or like a streamer or something. Some people, you threaten them and they'll just like fuck you up. You know what I mean? It's different for everybody, but some people you threaten them and they'll just like fuck your shit up and like leak things, It's not that surprising, really. If you're saying you're going to burn someone down, you're going to destroy them for money, da-da-da-da. So, what's up, Trippy Cast?
You did a thing. You're a woman. Like,
I am.
You don't understand that you did a thing and then you go,
I do understand that I did a thing.
I did a thing. How is that on me? It's on you because you fucking did it.
All the A-logs and idiots on Kiwi Farms were calling Mersh the king of the sector and proclaimed he would be a noble hero to defeat Ethan Ralph. That's the thing. It's like, it's so weird. That's kind of my biggest like little takeaway from this is that Mersh was saying, I'm not as bad as these people. I'm not going to roll in the mud with them, while simultaneously, you know, retweeting a revenge corn video that I think he took down now. But then, you know, now he's gotten her fired from her job. So it's like, it's just a ridiculous notion. It's like, you're in the mud, you know, it's all, I mean, that's the worst thing that anyone's done so far, obviously. I don't even know how you top getting someone fired from their job. Like, it's just so fucked up. As like, probably, honestly, I think that's probably the worst thing you can do is contact someone's job to try to ruin their employment, you know, and fuck up their life financially. I think that's probably the worst thing, in my opinion.
Cunt. That's how it works.
Okay, I never.
Ava's literally trying to be you. You know?
I wouldn't, but
Ava's trying to be Ice Dancer?
Yeah. Ava's literally literally proactively trying to go, I'm being proactive about my
I know.
my
That's the sad thing is
I don't even get this joke. He's making a trans joke here. I don't even get it. Maybe there's something there and I'm just like too dumb to get it, but I just don't understand. Yeah, the trans person's trying to be you. Like,
as I spend a lot of money on tits, but I'm not as much of a woman as you are,
Ava's
Mersh.
a better woman than you are because Ava's a dude, is what I'm saying.
A nice rack.
Are you embarrassed by your behavior in that video where you drove like a jackass to her house and left stuff in front of her house like a broad?
You filmed yourself driving?
Yeah, leaving stuff in front of her.
Do you want to switch?
Well, no, but he's.
The thing is, too, the other thing is, right, like Mersh exposing Ice Dancer and going on stream and talking shit and making content out of it is a way better outcome for everybody for content reasons than like doing some crazy shit like getting her fired from her fucking job. Like, really, it's just like, what's even, you know, you could make content out of it. You can talk shit. Getting someone fired from their job, it's like, okay, well, you did something like really terrible. You look like shit now. Okay.
Like
I'll take
taxi,
that
you know?
Switch 2 off your hands.
Do you want it back?
No, I don't want it.
Would that
back.
make you? You don't?
No,
okay.
but
so don't hold
you
it over
should
my head.
give it back. You
Why?
should give it back.
I paid.
She claimed that she got fired. Yes. And he definitely did. Like, he claimed responsibility for it on Twitter already, like contacting her job or whatever. And yeah, she said she got fired. Essentially, she was telling her boyfriend, right, about things that were happening at work. This is my speculation. She was telling them stuff that was going on at work. And then Mersh leaked those things that were supposed to remain confidential to her employer. So then she got fired for it.
For it, basically. Check your fucking super tips. Check your fucking cash app.
You better give that Switch 2 back. You fucking bitch. Give me that Switch 2.
Fucking bomb. You don't?
No,
okay.
but
so don't hold it over my head.
You should give it back. You should give it back.
I paid for it, basically. Check your fucking super tips. Check your fucking cash app. You fucking bomb.
Oh, boy.
Listen, Ice Dancer, for some reason you see that. I want to see what. Just give me the number. You can post receipts or whatever. But how much did you send this guy in Cash App? For real, dude. If it's some crazy number, and you're bitching about the Switch 2, oh my god, that's rough. Like sending $1,000 on super tips, and then having more on Cash App, and then you're like, give me back the Switch. Well, I mean, like, dude, she's donated to you over $1,000. We don't even know about the other ones.
By the way, she sent me screenshots of like all the donos versus the Switch 2. She doesn't count all of the dinners, the gifts, all the.
Oh, really? Because I bought you dinner.
This bitch has been.
You asked me. You
bought
said
Panera
that.
bread once or twice.
I
Calm
bought you
down.
$75 at the sushi place. You fucking asshole.
Oh, you bought ramen.
I don't view relationships as transactional.
Yeah,
but
did you
if
guys?
we want to play that game?
Did you guys
don't
keep
act like
score
I
like
fucking
that?
leached off you.
Did you
Because
guys?
I never fucking did. That's called a relationship.
No, you're a leech. You're a fucking piece of shit. Because you tweet you literally send pretzel emojis to other niggas
So that negates
while
everything.
I'm paying for your dinner.
While we're not dating.
You're a piece of shit.
So that's the other thing. So she fucks Kevin Scampoli. So fucks Ethan Ralph, gets with Mersh. She starts texting Kevin Scampoli. Now, according to her, she broke up with Mersh before fucking Kevin Scampoli. But then when they got back, they went on this like cruise, and there's this whole other thing they call like the cut cruise and all this stuff. It's a whole other bag of worms with this. But Mersh told everybody that he wasn't back with her, that they were basically in an open, or just a casual thing, right? Like they would fuck, but then they weren't actually dating. So he actually told people they weren't dating. But now he's like upset that she was sending Kevin Scampoli pretzel emojis. But it's like, well, were you dating, or were you, like you said, were you telling the truth originally, or were you together, or you know what I mean?
Can you see how it looks like you look
Not dating.
Emojis to other niggas.
So that negates.
You tweet other.
Okay.
You literally send pretzel emojis to other niggas.
So that negates
while
everything.
I'm paying for your dinner. You come.
Well, we're not dating.
You're a piece of shit.
Can you see how it looks like you look like a classless adult because you're talking about how much you spent on taking people out to dinner and stuff? Like what is that about?
That does
because she's literally going behind my back.
When we're not dating,
literally enjoying.
We weren't dating.
Embarrassing me.
I don't.
She went out of her way.
So that's the thing. If Mersh was telling the truth and they weren't dating, I mean, I think she can talk to anybody she wants. Like, Mersh is the one that said that basically they weren't dating. It wasn't serious. So if that's in fact the case, I don't know. I mean, I guess she can do whatever she wants, but I don't know. Seems like there's some confusion there between them.
To try to do this to me.
No, I didn't.
Planned. You posted.
No.
You literally took photo ops earlier so you could reveal them later. You're a cunt.
Are you kidding me? That crown was literally last night when I was debating going on BYB. Wow. You fuck.
Yeah, so he thought that the crown picture. Where is that crown picture? So he thought, in Mersh's mind, when he saw this, this is kind of what I'm getting from this, is that she took this while Kevin Scampoli was like, while they were in having relations or whatever. That's where this photo comes from. Like, that's what she's doing. Like, she's, screwing Kevin Scampoli and then taking the picture. But apparently it's just, she just did it the other night. You know what I mean? And she actually posted, I think, no weird stuff, by the way, it's a sleeveless dress. So she posted this after Mersh kind of said, oh, she's like, getting slammed by Kevin Scampoli or whatever. So... But Mersh thinks this was all planned.
Fucking retard.
Right.
What do you mean, right? I'll show you the fucking metadata. You want it?
What photo ops are they? What photo ops?
You want the metadata?
What does metadata mean?
I don't know.
What that,
they just say it in shows, but I can pull up.
I don't know how anyone doesn't know what I mean, it's just go to property, look at the details of a file or whatever, and it'll give you the date and time. So they did that, right? And Mersh ends up leaving after this. These guys totally fuck up this entire thing, by the way. So after a year of having like all this drama around Ice Dancer and Mersh, finally when Ice Dancer like confronts him on a panel, I'm not even kidding you, they pull up a clip of Kingpin, like the movie Kingpin. And they're like, let's just like watch this clip, guys, and let's just all have a good time. It's like, I have never seen someone fuck up, you know what I mean? Fuck up having like the some content like this by bringing up clips of Kingpin. So anyways, that happened. What is this? Oh, yeah. And then she went on another show and talked about some of this stuff. And I'm just going to go to the part where I think Pod Awful comes on, talks to her a little bit. Pod Awful has been like covering Mersh for a long time, Aloy, whatever you want to call it. And they talk for like, 10 or 20 minutes.
How I feel about everything.
All right. Well, Brack has been a supporter. He says, let Jesse on. He's driving... And I do believe, against all my best intentions, here is Pod Awful. I don't know if you guys know, he's very tall.
Sorry, I'm dry. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. I literally just pulled over for the. I'm not at my computer.
Let's go ahead.
All right. Hey, Bricks.
Hello.
Big Queen Bricks. Oh my God. Big fan. I just have to start by saying I love everything you've been up to. So you are the best. Thank you, by the way, so much for everything you do. And please keep at it.
Well, yeah.
I know, Alyssa, I know you asked not to have me on, and
Sorry. So nothing personal. Just
I get it. And by the way, I don't feel bad at all that you don't find me attractive. That means I'm not as fat as I thought, and I'm not bald.
There you go.
So that's great.
Great. Is there anything you would like to add?
Yeah, I just had
Yeah, so one of the things about this entire situation is that Ice Dancer loves fat guys. She's like huge into fat guys. So she fucked Stavros from Cumtown. She fucked Ethan Ralph, Mersh. Like she loves fat guys. So, anyways,
a couple of questions. Can I get these?
So of course, all the people, all the sector people are like, oh, they're all over it.
Thank you.
All right. Question number one. We've all been
This chick
wondering
loves fat guys
for a long time.
What?
Stav.
Huh?
Yes.
Wow. Who's better?
So you're saying there's
I'm
a
not answering
chance.
that, but
You
Mersh,
have to answer that one, please.
That's
Okay,
a good question. This is why, yes. Yeah.
Brixton,
Good question.
please.
Shut
Sure.
up. Stop saying my name.
Please. Would you
yeah.
do prefer Ice Dancer?
No,
I'm sorry,
it's
I'll-
fine. It's
okay.
okay. You can just call me
I'll do
Twin.
whatever you prefer.
Listen, Jesse about ready to take over. He knows way more about Mersh than I do and knows way more about you. So we're going to give him the floor.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Brian. You're a smart man, and I've always trusted in you for that reason. Ava, same. I'm just that's a joke. So yeah, no, I have to know the Stav versus Mersh thing, and can I tell you why?
Why?
Because now maybe you don't see it, or maybe you do, and that's what attracted you to Mersh. Maybe you could fill me in on this. But Mersh, for the past 4 years, has been patterning his style and life on Stavros Halkias. Yeah, the whole wearing the shirts he's wearing thing, the mustache. He tried to grow out the balding hair at one point.
Whoa, you're saying Mersh is trying to be like Stavros.
By the way, if you don't know who Stavros is, I'm assuming most people do, but he's like one of the guys on the podcast with Cumtown. He's like kind of infamous in like leftist circles. He streams with Hassan Piker and stuff. But basically, yeah, Ice Dancer was with him. This was the original fat guy. This was the originator of fat bald men that Ice Dancer, hooked up with or whatever.
He 100%, like 4 years ago, 100%.
Oh,
and I honestly think what attracted him to you was seeing you with Stavros and Nick Mullen. He's also a big Nick Mullen guy. So
yeah, he's huge now. He's
huge. He stole. I don't know if you know this, Brian. Mersh stole a joke from Nick Mullen years and years ago and got called out for it. It's very funny. It was like straight off. He just ripped off Cumtown so big. And then also on every episode of Revenge of the Sis, if you look at their secret metadata, they put Cumtown in.
No, I really don't even know if it's like low. She specifically says that she loves like fat guys, like super fat, bald guys. I don't know.
There, that was Mersh trying to get the same audience.
Yeah, 100% dabbler of the year 2026.
I'm the least cum-brained sexual person you'll ever speak to about any of this stuff.
Yeah.
Ice Dancer.
Okay.
I swear to God, it's
who's
not sex related. I just need to know if Stav or Mersh are better.
Yes,
Mersh,
exactly.
Mersh. I dated Mersh.
Mersh was better,
Okay,
yeah.
so it was a one-time thing with Stav. That's why.
Yeah.
And when you
But Jesse, can I ask you about what you said? So what you're saying is that Mersh noticed that she fucked Stavros, and then he was like, "Oh, she fucks fat slobs, so that means I can just become a fat slob blimp, and she'll still fuck me." And that's why
that was probably in the equation, I would assume. Now but she fucks other guys. So I've seen other dudes you fucked. Okay. Well, listen, I'm a historian here. I've looked at everything.
I'm aware.
Exactly.
And you,
Jesse, he is a historian. He does.
Trust me, I know.
And by the way, please forgive me for everything I've ever said. You know that's just to get to Mersh. It has nothing to do with it. You could be anybody, okay? You could be Ava. It's the
Trans
same
Ruby.
thing.
Is that what they're calling Ava? Ava Reza? Trans Ruby?
So
that's crazy. It's crazy word.
I'm just what I'm saying. Wait, that sounds bad to Ice Dance. All right, what I'm saying is, you know what I'm getting at.
I know,
but
I'm not dumb.
all right, the point is with the Stavros thing is you're saying because you had more of a connection with Mersh.
Yeah.
But you had, now again, I'm not being sexual by asking this, only because you say this, you had less of a connection, I would assume, with Kevin Scampoli, but you told him infamously.
Kevin Scampoli only fulfills one of the two things that Ice Dancer loves. Kevin Scampoli, not fat at all. He's actually like a tiny little man, but he is bald, so he's got that going for him.
Now that he fucked you like no other guys ever fucked you before. And by the way, I have never listened to that audio. I've only heard people repeat that. I refuse to listen to that. I think that's disgusting that you're not pro him releasing that audio, right? You're against that.
No.
Okay. I'm also against that. I will never play that on my show.
It's very stunning. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. And a lot of people have been giving Ralph shit for that. He also,
I agree.
he got blindsided.
I hate to give Ralph credit, but yeah, no.
He got blindsided by that. And Mersh is trying to paint Ralph out.
Whoa. So again, Jesse is the historian on this. That's why we're going to give him his due respect.
Thank you so much.
Yes, of course. We are. What are you talking about? You got his due respect on what? Your porno?
Yeah, great.
Great segue, Brian.
Don't call it porno. It's not, because it's not that.
It's not. Yeah, it's okay. So Kevin went on Ralph's show and played audio from the video that he took of us having sex. Ralph had no idea and was trying to stop it, and Kevin was playing it, and yes.
Holy shit. And Jesse, you keep up on all this.
Listen, everybody sends this stuff to me. It's whether I like to keep up with it or not, it's going to end up in my DMs. You know what I mean?
Who do you think? Who has a nice, like, who would you rather fuck, Kevin or Mersh? Like, who's
Kevin?
a better
Wait,
fuck?
I mean,
we don't have to answer this.
Well, we know the answer. The answer is Kevin. You fucked Kevin behind Mersh's back. But all right, listen.
No, I broke up with him and then I fucked Kevin.
Okay, well, you talked to Kevin behind his back, right?
Okay,
so
I did.
Yeah. Okay. Again, that's not. I love that. That's not a judgment call for me.
I'm sure you do.
And I like the. What was with the pretzel emoji, by the way? What's the pretzel thing about? You guys. So you and Kevin called Mersh pretzel skin.
I still don't understand what the hell the pretzel thing's about. Even after she talks about it.
No, we didn't. It was very.
What the hell does pretzel skin mean? I have no idea.
I feel so mean. I hate this.
Maybe it's like his body shape. He's like, but that doesn't make any sense either.
I'm sorry. I mean,
no, you're
we gotta know. The people must know.
This has been around for a long time.
Get some pretzels in the chat.
I'm realizing I'm a bad person.
He knows more about it. So
I don't think you are a bad person, by the way. Can I give my opinion? You'll answer the pretzel thing. Let me give my opinion on something, and this is why everybody who's shitting on Ice Dancer for the past however many months, at least
you're a downy. It's hilarious. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe you just have to be retarded.
Or any other, thing you want to criticize it for. That's whatever. But for this specific thing, let's keep in mind, she cold called, approached Mersh to date him off of the back of a Ricada thing, and Mersh rejected her based on the fear that she was working for me, which is psychotic.
We covered that earlier. I don't know how long you.
Well, but hang on, there's more.
Listening. I don't know how long you've been.
I have been listening, but there's more. I'm bringing.
The whole time. All right, bring some more.
Listen, you got to think in clips, Brian. This is a test screen. You got to think in clips. You're going to need that context for this next thing I'm going to say.
Okay.
So this is a clippable moment, everybody. Okay. So she approached him, and then he turns her down because she's my henchman, right? And then that's when Ethan gets in the picture. Now, remember this. Ethan cucks Mersh. It's the biggest cucking of all time. And because he did have feelings for you. He clearly had feelings for you.
Yeah, but he didn't.
But he didn't act on them. Right. That's not your fault. That's him being a cuck. And my point here is Mersh then...
Yeah, Brian Landon was like super drunk when this happened. It was too bad because there were some questions I was hoping that Pot Alpha would get in, but then people started calling him drunk in the chat, and he just killed it.
Multiple death threats.
I hope Red Bar's not dead.
He said he was going to fucking straight up kill you and ruin your life.
Yeah.
And then you still entered into a relationship with him, which is crazy on your part. That's fair, right? That's fair.
Yeah.
Mea culpa. But okay, you could have any little thing he does after that, especially
the Red Bar thing. It's like. You hear so many rumors. Like there was one guy that came out and said that they were in like a lawsuit with him. Other people are saying he got divorced. I don't know. But it's been like a year since
By the way, did he ever
anything.
call you Drywall as like a pet name?
No, that would be
okay.
Funny,
so any little thing, when he's showing you violence, both emotional and physical,
Klein had him murdered.
Of course, it's going to be in the back of your head. This dude literally said he was going to murder me. And so her finding strength in another man, even one as short as Kevin Scampoli, is like not, that's okay. That's what a woman needs. That a woman has to, you've probably heard that phrase monkey branch here in the past few months. Women, there's a reason women monkey branch. And it's because they are weaker than men. They need a security in order to leave the dangerous situation they're in. That's totally reasonable. And even though I think the reason people don't give you enough credit with that Ice Dancer is because Mersh is universally perceived as one of the weakest men of all time.
Absolutely. Wrap it up. What are we saying?
What I'm saying is she did nothing wrong. And also, did you ever get all of your liquid back?
That's a good question. Did you get? Thank you, Jesse PFs, for.
So that line's crazy because in the audio that was leaked or whatever, it's like something she says. But people need to know, you know.
Of things. I don't want to.
Insane question, bro.
It's so like, not everything's about sex.
Yeah.
You know.
What did this bitch's parents do to make her like this? I don't know. Apparently, she doesn't. According to Mersh, she doesn't like her parents.
No, we get that. And so, at what point then? I'm going to get back to the civil conversation of the arc here before we have these maniacs come in. So then
I'm trying to.
Are you with Scampoli again? You left Scampoli. Tell us about the cruise.
Yeah, how did that happen?
Fuck, man. I didn't want to go on that fucking cruise. I did not want to go.
So they're referring to the Cut Cruise. So after she left Mersh and fucked Kevin Scampoli, Mersh took her back and took her on a cruise secretly that one of his friends actually exposed.
Clearly.
Yeah.
And basically, Mersh's friends hate this girl. Like, they treat her like shit. They mean girl her all the time.
Number one, I don't really I'm retarded. Like, I'm very excited about, like, small things. Like, I'm like, oh, let's go to the store. That's exciting. I'm very low maintenance. But, and, like, that's a lot of social interaction in general, even before the Kevin thing. And then he was like, it was like a big thing for him. And he's like, it would really mean a lot to me if you would go. And it kind of felt like not that he was forcing me, but like, you know what I mean? But it was kind of
pressured
like,
you into it.
I mean, again, I hate to like be like, I'm a victim here, but the thing is that when somebody else is saying that like were perfect the entire time, it's kind of very frustrating. When like, no, you weren't, and that's fine, but like, don't make me like.
Tell us about the cruise. Was it good? Was it fun?
It was. I mean, it was.
It looked like hell. It looked like they fucking hated it. Their friend, literally, her Mersh's friends and their wives would like talk shit about her when she was out, like just like really mean girls type behavior, like talking shit about her, making fun, laughing at her, because she did bring like a stuffed animal to like dinner. So they had dinner on the cruise or whatever, and she brought a stuffed parrot, like a parrot stuffed animal, with her to the dinner. So they were like, "What the fuck's wrong with this girl?" Apparently she had just gotten it, but anyways.
It was fun. We never went to the Bahamas. That sucked.
Wait, so that wasn't your choice?
To not go to the Bahamas?
Yeah.
I was up. I'm awake. I don't like I was most of the time like during the day, like I would just wander around, like drink, obviously. Because what else am I gonna do? There's no service.
Screw us. At least you're not doing heroin.
Amen.
Because Mersh made it sound like you were kind of part of the reason why you guys never left the cabin.
No, that's the thing that pisses me off. Is
Yes.
I was annoyed.
Oh, maybe that's like
I was
a
like, can you
Mersh.
text, like, you
Mersh is like addicted to 70H or whatever, or HO, like the gas station heroin or whatever.
should text Roy, like, are you
Apparently he just got off it, but I
you
think
guys
maybe
gonna
that's what he's
meet up?
referencing.
Like, what's the plan? Like, where are your friends? Like, you should message them. You should reach out. And he was like, no. He's like, I've asked enough and they haven't answered. I'm not going to chase them. And I'm like, okay, well, this is like, okay. And like, I was constantly pushing him because like.
But the way Mersh sounded like you guys were just banging it out in your room the entire time you were there.
I was like wandering around most of the time.
So,
Really?
so in your mind, what reason was it that Mersh had for not wanting to go and be with the others? Was it to keep you away from them, or was it something else?
It's Mersh. He's a very like, once he has like a principle where he's like, no, I don't need to chase them, or no, I'm in the right. He's stuck on that, and it's like.
Do you feel like those other girls there, like Royce's wife and the other people's whatever, like they actually like felt some animosity towards you?
Oh yeah, for sure. Obviously, that was very mean.
Oh, it's a reference to the woman, isn't it? That's right. One of the a woman that does like Dabblerverse stream. She just got Aaron M. Holt like put out all her court records and shit. That's right.
Because
how does that make you feel? Do you feel like I get where they're coming from because I kind of
petty society or petty Annie's pretty Annie social?
But they shouldn't have been mad at me. I didn't want to go.
Yeah, they mean girls to you for sure.
Of course, that's fine.
Yeah,
it sucks because it was like I'm already getting shit all the fucking time. Like for fuck's
outside of the public request, did he ever like privately ask you for the Switch 2 back post breakup?
No, I fucking paid for that shit. I'll stand by that.
Yeah, you know what? When you showed how much you've given in super chats,
that's just super chats.
Oh my god! And he's still trying to make it
post the Cash App. Post the Cash App receipts. Okay, he just got you fired from your job. It's time to post the Cash App receipts. I want to know the amount of how much you gave him in Cash App as well as super tips.
Like he paid for so much stuff for you.
He didn't even buy Pacopia. I bought the game.
Wait, he bought you a gameless game system?
Yeah. That was the one game I wanted. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. If you want to fucking talk about me and like everything, like I'm gonna fucking stand up for myself.
The thing is, too, is like at the time when Mersh was like asking he was like, donate. I need money for the Switch 2. I gotta get this Switch 2 for Ice Dancer. He was like begging, and it turned out that she was already giving him like thousands of dollars. It's so ridiculous, man. And he bitched about it. He's like, oh, I just spent so much money on this Switch 2 for Ice Dancer.
I did more than like. You're not a fucking angel. Sorry.
For the people who don't know, you've given over $1,000 to Mersh through super chats alone.
Oh, I didn't know that. Really?
Transactions. I watched your show. I supported your show, and then when I wanted to take a step back because I want like our relationship mattered and not the show, it was a fucking problem. You know how like.
Go ahead.
No, it's fine. No, go.
Considering how Mersh likes to put himself in an advisory role, he advises karmics on things about how to be a man in these dating situations.
I don't even know this person.
Isn't
like,
it kind of odd that he named
for me?
I have no idea what they even asked there.
He's like, I bought you dinner. It's like, what the fuck is that?
Okay, here we go.
You're so much fucking older than me. What are we doing here?
Yeah.
Whoa, don't say what are we doing here. That's
what are we doing here.
I'm sorry, he's burrowed into my life.
What are we doing here? Is a Mersh original?
Yeah, Mersh made up. What are we doing?
You have to let Jesse Diaz in because he is a historian on this. Things way beyond than I know. So yes, absolutely.
Well, okay. Now, I think you've made this clear, but I do want to double check now that I'm getting a chance to directly address you for the first time here, with Ethan Ralph. Okay, did you eat his butt?
You edited that fucking screenshot.
I did not. I swear to God, I did not. I swear to
God.
God.
One of the jokes that people would use throughout this entire saga of like the Mersh cuck stuff is that Ethan Ralph claimed like when he slept with Ice Dancer that she would eat the Ralph a butt. So people would post that at Mersh and it's like, oh well, Mersh, also by proxy ate the Ralph a butt.
God, I did not.
Really?
Ralph a butt by proxy.
That was not me. If it's edited, it was not me.
If it's edited, okay. I'm
asking you right now, straight up, if you did though or
no,
not.
I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't have said that first.
Okay, I only even asked that because fairly infamously, I had like a 3-hour-long conversation with Ralph where he just told me over and over again he makes all girls eat his ass. So
yeah, no, I did not.
But no, if anybody edited the screenshot, it was him or one of his guys. That was not me.
Okay.
I don't think
that is one of the most fucked up recordings I've ever heard. Where Ralph is like super wasted. She's lying. You got some she's lying in the chat. She did it. Confirmed. You heard it here first, Nate Virgil. But no, that call, Ralph is like so beyond plaster, and he's just talking about women eating the Ralph butt. It's so fucked up.
I'm not starting a show.
Yeah.
You can be the co-host of my show.
I'm gonna.
I got a question for you, actually, Pot Awful, real quick. What is your like? Where do you like? I've been looking for you. I've heard your name. Where do you broadcast? You're not on YouTube, right?
No, I am. You just type in Pot Awful. It should be the first thing.
Oh, really?
That's what I did.
You do live on YouTube?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, well, everyone go check out Pot Awful. Great.
Oh, thanks.
Can I ask you? I'm gonna go. But can I ask you all? Can I ask you one question? So if you're Mersh and you've been cucked and just humiliated repeatedly over and over and over and over again in ways that like I don't think any of us even know anyone that's just been embarrassed like that. And you do this show where you like kind of present yourself like this alpha and you're like this badass that's hallucinating that he has this huge audience. When you get cucked that bad and the letter happens the second you try to like establish any control of the situation, like, do you just quit broadcasting and just maybe start doing deliveries or something to make money? Like, can you show your face again?
No. This is how he makes money, man. He's never like this. He's probably making more money because of all this. Like Ice Dancer did him a favor, I'd say.
Well, that's what he wanted to do. He wanted to make money off of like me.
That's what he said.
What's more degrading, like getting a DoorDash gig and then delivering like a pizza to someone anonymously, or your job being that you have to go on camera and have everyone say you're a stupid fucking loser, bitch. Like, holy shit, what are you doing? You.
I think considering the amount of times I have personally DoorDashed Mersh, I don't think he wants to become a DoorDasher. So.
Oh,
right.
so
Jesse, I don't know a lot about you. Like, didn't you used to send like a bunch of shit to Mersh's house? Like, what is your background with him?
I like to send Mersh pizza and coleslaw.
Why would he have a problem with that?
Exactly. Yeah, for free, by the way, for free. It's not a prank. We pay for it.
So what is your
like
origin?
It's a reminder to him that there's a guy that's on.
What are your origins with him?
Mersh tried to take me on a date back in like
Get outta
2019
here.
or something. I'm serious.
Yeah, the Ava you can tell the Ava person tries, but it's like it just doesn't work out. Doesn't work out very well. All right, guys, we've got 139 in the chat, 41 likes. Hit like on the stream. It helps. Thank you. If you want to support, all the links are in the description, etc.
He was like, he had like started his podcast and they found Pod Awful. And at the time I had like almost 11,000 subscribers. So ROTC was trying to like kind of, get a little heat off of my back, I guess, which is fine. They seem like nice
did crazy shit. They did basically, so Mersh, one of the things, and this is one of my points where he was like, I'm better than these people. I'm not going to get in the mud with like Ethan Ralph and all these people, right? That was one of my things is like when this whole thing started, Mersh worked with Matthew Vickers, who is like the father of Faith Vickers. It's like Ethan Ralph's first kid, right? And so Mersh worked with Matthew Vickers and signed a letter basically saying that Ethan Ralph had done this or done that. Ralph had sent like a picture of his kid to Mersh. He was probably like fucked up and was like, oh, look at how happy the kid is or whatever else he fucking did. And Mersh used that and then worked with Matthew Vickers to try to get his visitation revoked. That was like one of the beginning things of this entire beef. And so after that, yeah, Pod Awful sent I think they sent bags of concrete and anvils. It was like anvils. Like 80-pound anvils or something. I don't know. It's been a while. It's crazy, though.
So one day Mersh asks me, I had been on their show. They'd asked me to be a guest on their show. One day Mersh says, I'm going to be in New York City, okay? You know what I mean? And I want you to come out with me. Because I lived in Brooklyn, New York. And I go, all right. And he's like, it's going to be me. It's going to be you. It's going to be a bunch of creators, a bunch of streamers and stuff. And I'm like, I don't really care about that. But all right, you seem like a nice enough guy. I'll go out to the city for a day. And so I get out there, and then it's just me and Mersh on a rooftop bar, and he's trying to buy me drinks and stuff. And I'm like, I was like, what do you do? He was like, and he talks about this now still. He's like made up this lie and I was just kind of goofing on him. And then I don't know why, something like that. But
did he do that thing at that time, like when he like?
Yeah, well, I don't believe.
I think that's it. I don't think we get any more Ice Dancer stuff because the guy just like ends it abruptly when they start calling him out for being a drunk or some shit like that. But anyways. So that's the Ice Dancer stuff. That's the update. Mersh got her fired from her job, apparently. I mean, it looks like he took credit for it. So she announced that someone got him fired for a job. Mersh contacted my employer over the weekend. And then, so this was this morning. And then Mersh posted this, which is kind of like an Ethan Ralph thing to do. You post like some vague thing, but you like take accountability for it, or take credit for whatever. So that's how it was interpreted. That's how I interpreted it. So yeah, that's that. All right, let's get into... So we'll see what happens with that. I'm still keeping an eye on it. Like I said, it's one of my favorite little dramas of like the past year for sure. Because there's just like always something happening with it. There's new DMs on Twitter from Mersh admitting to doing it. Okay, did Ice Dancer post those? Well, I'll pull those up and we can check it out. Let's see. It is so fucked to get someone fired from their job, man. That is crazy. Mersh. Let's see if I can find him. Let's see here. Yeah, Doom, if you can let me know, I will pull up the DMs or whatever. Ice didn't repost them. A Dabbleverse person did. I just reposted them if that's the easiest. Yeah, sure. I think you should come up. I know I follow you. What what is it? It's like Doom. And now my Twitter is just like not populating any accounts. That's awesome. You gotta love that. Getting someone fired is the most soy thing you can do. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty low. Like I said, I think it's probably the worst thing you could do. Oh, there it is. Doom. That's what the account is. Doomspaya. Doomspaya. Okay. This must be it. All right, let's see. So apparently this is Mersh admitting to it. All right. Mersh contacted my employer over the weekend. So that's him, I guess, saying, oops. Going forward, what's the plan here? She shared a shitload. So this is Mersh, I guess. She shared a shitload of confidential work stuff with me over the past few months. A lot. I kept telling her not to, and I didn't do this until the crown picture. This fucking the crown picture is so. How does that make you go over the edge? The fucking crown picture, the crown picture, and media tour. She provoked me enough. So there you go. Mersh admitting that he got Ice Dancer fired from her job. Crazy, dude. Crazy. All right, let's check out the Just a Robot. Well, do we want? Yeah, do I want to do that or H3? So Steven Asark put out a video on H3, but let's do Jar. Jar attacked, went after Sensitive Society. I think there's a section in here about Tectone. We'll check that out, and then we'll do the H3 stuff, and then the Flesh Simulator stuff, I think, is what we'll do. So let's check it out.
Before we begin this video, I think it's time I come out of the closet about something. As many of you are well aware, I've been going through a lot of phases recently. I've been a Chud, a Chad, a Muslim, and a Jew. But none of them were actually me, and it's finally time that I admitted to myself that I've been a female robot trapped in a male robot's body. That's right, I'm trans. Get ready for the first episode of Just the Transbot. And since I'm trans now, I might as well go after a transphobe. Sensitive Society.
Jar has like this running bit now where he's like pretended to be a Jew or like said that he's Jewish and then he says that he's Muslim. It's like an ongoing bit. I like it. I think it's funny. Now he's trans
Sensitive
robot.
Society is a leafy clone, and for an entire decade he
The fuck was that? Was that a part of the video?
hasn't Sensitive Society is a leafy clone, and for an entire decade he hasn't evolved his content at all. But as the old saying goes, if it ain't broke, don't
Do you hear
fix
that music? The music was like loud all of a sudden and then just like cut out.
it. That's exactly why I'm not having my joystick turned into an outlet. But maybe his strat is broken because his numbers haven't been doing so hot as of late. And when you're a drama channel and your numbers start to go down, the other drama bros start smelling blood in the water. People found his other channel where he cries about how hard it is being a rich cis man on the internet. The channel's name is Mitsugen, and it has a profile picture of Obito. I know what that is because I'm trans. At the time of me recording this, he has uploaded 4 videos on this channel, one day after-
Yeah, so we talked about this, but Sensitive Society essentially talked about his uncle stealing like $60,000 from him. And then at one point he talks about his uncle's daughter having CPS called. And I swear to God, like the way I took it was like he was like threatening. He said, quote, it was like she had CPS visit them, and I wouldn't be surprised if they get visited again soon. You know, obviously I don't know, but that's the way I took it. But maybe he was just saying they're so shit that they're gonna have CPS visited again soon. I don't know.
The other, and then he stopped after people discovered it. People recognized his gamer tag from the gameplay.
He didn't use AI or anything else to mask his voice, so people could clearly tell this was him.
His first video is about how much more cooler his uncle is than him. His second video is how everything sucks.
By the way, he promised a part 2 to my I hate my uncle and I want him to die. He promised a part 2 and we never got it. All right, I am actually upset about that. I want an update on the CPS with your uncle and her daughter and the $60K he stole. I need an update video.
In his life during the year of 2026. His third video is about how he's still cool even though he has to watch movies by himself because he has no friends. And his fourth and final video is about how social media is making him depressed. Jar, are you making things up? Maybe I am, but just like with the Morbius movie, I know you guys haven't watched any of these videos. I think he was planning to upload these onto his main channel before he realized, wait, this is stupid. I don't want to end up like Optimus. So
I disagree. I don't think he was going to ever upload him to his main channel. I think he just wanted a place to kind of, like he said, the channel was supposed to be therapy for him. Like he said that this channel is going to be my therapy. It is kind of like a cry for help channel, where he's talking about his family's dirty laundry and like how not to be lonely or not to be ashamed of being lonely, going to the movies by yourself and all this stuff.
Upload it on this channel, hoping no one would find it. But of course people did, because this is the fucking internet. At this point I have to ask, why even do this in the first place? The views are so low that he might—
Yes, he did do a massive cove that it was supposed to be figured out. I mean, it's kind of crazy that he tried to do that, because on Instagram he was like making all these posts about, you know, he would make posts and then delete them, talking about how he's going offline for a while, and there was like several posts where he was like reacting to this stuff like not well, and then deleted them shortly after.
Well have made these videos and just not uploaded them. It would have had the same effect. And keep in mind, these views were even lower before people started talking about this channel. Well, maybe he just wanted a handful of people to hear about his real life problems. The internet should be the last shoulder you cry on. If sensitive little pussy wanted to have someone hear about his problems, bro got money. He could have hired a therapist. YouTubers will sooner destroy their entire YouTube career before talking to a therapist. Believe me. I know.
Do Mexicans, can we get a Mexican check-in chat? Is there any Mexicans in the chat? Do Mexicans have like averse to therapy? Or like a therapist? Because it is kind of crazy. He does have like a ton of money. I mean, he's had a super successful channel and stuff. It's kind of crazy that he would choose to not go to therapy, but to make a YouTube channel to be his therapy. Yes, they are. They are adverse to therapy. Where's morale? Can we get the other brown people to give us an update on this? Are Mexicans scared of therapists?
He's talking about so much personal shit about his fucking family. The internet is the last place you should talk about something like this. I hope Hassan Piker finds this channel, because I know once he watches any of these videos, he won't be able to stop himself from laughing. I think the main reason why so many people are talking about this is because a guy named SensitiveSociety created a therapy channel for himself, and as soon as people started clowning on him, he stopped uploading on it. When you name your channel, you know that when you're getting hated on, people are going to use that name to make fun of you. For me, it's just a retard. For Nicholas the Oreo, it's Nick D. Oreos. And with a name like SensitiveSociety, if you're sensitive in any way on the internet, people are gonna title their videos on you, SensitiveSociety is sensitive. But of course, this is just the most recent stuff SensitiveSociety has done. We're now gonna go over his sweeping for Ethan Klein.
It would be some shit that Tectone would say. Like, I feel like Tectone wouldn't believe in like therapy. You know what I mean? That does kind of seem like
trying to sue iDubbbz over bullshit reasons.
My favorite is Sham Jew. Like I think that is like the best one. Now, King of Pole calls me Sham Troon, but Sham Jew I think is probably the best, because you have Sham in the first 4 letters, right? Like sham, it's a sham, and then Jew to follow it up. Great stuff.
Such as Ethan Klein very creepily looking at iDubbbz's wife in public while at a poker game.
Congratulations to the Ecklers. We're ready for either baby one. Number 1. Oh, everything's neutral. God,
yeah. Scam Moon. Another good one.
Yeah. Yep. Congratulations to the Ecklers. We're ready for either baby one. Number 1. Oh,
no, I don't smoke weed. I don't like weed. Not a big fan.
Now, when I saw this, I'm like, how fucking rotten is your brain if you go to that insane conclusion that, you know, Ethan is screenshotting this so he could goon to it later. No, I'm not kidding. There's people that unironically were saying that. It's like, did people not hear Ethan saying, oh my god?
Bruh, people are not saying he's into her. They just find it really weird that he's so terminally online that he's still doing research on her at a public event.
We all know.
Yeah, it is like crazy. That cameraman catches you looking up and screenshotting, you know. I think that screenshot too was extra embarrassing because she was talking about like getting what do they call it? Like wax, like down there or whatever. So people were like, what the fuck?
Know that if the roles were reversed and iDubbbz without a public event, well,
the other funny thing too is like it was from their A-Log Reddit, which, you know, Ethan Klein is really against. He wants to sue and DMCA all his detractors on Reddit, but then he's using their Reddit to kind of look at stuff and take notes and maybe get some stuff, you know, to cover.
Pictures of Ethan Klein's wife, the entire commentary community would never shut up about it. And I love Hila Klein. She makes trans women like me seem like they can actually pass. I'm joking, of course. Even pre-op trans people look like they pass more than her. Sensitive Society goes on to say that he felt that iDubbbz's apology was disingenuous, and yeah, it was. Ethan Klein forced him to make it, and if he didn't, he would have gotten sued. But here's the best part, even after iDubbbz apologized twice, it was later found out that Ethan Klein is still suing him.
So here is the news. Here's the important news. Number one, Ethan Klein has not dropped the lawsuit. Number two, we've been actively dealing with it for the past couple of months. Number three, I'm bringing it up now because now we have court dates basically. And so, you know, it's becoming a lot more real.
If you guys still have empathy for Ethan Klein at this point, fuck you. Fuck you. White cis straight men can get away with anything, I fucking swear. Sensitive Society is more upset with iDubbbz for apologizing under duress than Ethan Klein suing him for a bullshit reason. He goes on to say that iDubbbz is no longer going to be platforming that disgusting allegation. You know, the disgusting allegation.
It's so crazy. It's a sweet for the Destiny thing where it's like this guy's getting sued for bringing up somebody else's comment on his stream. Is like the most subhuman shit, man.
That iDubbbz said he didn't agree with. The allegation that Destiny made.
But it looks like the only reason why Ian apologized to Ethan publicly is because Ethan sent him a cease and desist letter, essentially saying, yo, dude, knock that shit off or we will sue you.
This is fantastic, you guys. Ian has issued an apology for making the silly joke that I molest my children. By the way, Carolyn Kwan, do you have a problem with that? That your bestie Anissa says I molest my children? All
right, well, they didn't say that. They brought up, I mean, the reframing is nuts. Destiny did like a week-long, you know, outing of calling Ethan Klein a pedophile and all the worst shit, you know. Well, honestly, worse than like anybody else has said about Ethan Klein the week that Destiny went after him. And so he brought up the comment on screen to say, why won't you address this guy? Or why are you suing everyone else besides the guy that's actually calling you a pedophile? And in return, he sued the guy that brought up Destiny's comment. Very weak stuff.
Fucking degenerate loser. Because you spent months and months directly interfacing and shouting out a vile, disgusting, degenerate snark, and all the same people on
snark.
Twitter. Now suddenly it's change of heart. I wonder if there's another reason. I feel like a lot of people reacted to this, and it's so funny because I'm the only one that has the additional context that makes this all make sense, and I'm gonna give it to you guys after the call.
Huh?
So stand back and stand by.
I'm thinking to myself, if it turns out and Ethan reveals to us that the only reason why iDubbbz had this change of heart and saying crazy shit about his kids, I mean, if it turns out that the only reason why he publicly apologized and felt bad for doing this is because he got threatened with the lawsuit and got sent a cease and desist letter, at that point, I'm just like, well, guess I was wrong. Guess I took an L for actually believing that iDubbbz had changed.
I really don't get this cope whatsoever. Instead of going after the
Yeah, that's the H3 exposed more people to this comment than anyone could. Yeah, like iDubbbz gets like 200 viewers live, 150, 200 viewers live. You know, it's so funny how people talk about, oh, he spread it, you know, he spread it everywhere to his massive audience. 150, 200 people live. And then H3 brings it up on a show that gets 20,000 people live, 15K, 12K live to show this comment. I mean, it's just ridiculous.
Person who made the allegation, we should go after the guy who said he doesn't agree with the allegation. That makes perfect sense to me. Let's be honest here, Sensitive Society is only signing with Ethan Klein because he wants that Jew gold. Yeah, that's really anti-Semitic of you to say. Yeah, but it's not inaccurate.
If you ask me, in my very humble opinion, you got what you wanted. I'm talking about Ethan, right? Ethan got what he wanted. Ian, Jamha, and he has stopped platforming the disgusting allegations.
Oh, you're so right, Sensitive Society. Those lies are absolutely terrible. Which is why Ethan Klein should try to sue the guy who's making the lie. I am so glad Moist Critical called this out. I hope he calls out Ethan Klein again because he's still suing iDubbbz. Here's the thing. Sensitive Society 100%.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if he'll call him out again or not. The thing is, like, with the snark people, a lot of them are just, like, even if when Moist Critical did a video, they were still found shit to be upset with, you know? I mean, that's always going to be the case if you've got these big communities that are, like, very polarized or whatever, but he might not even delve back into it because of that.
Percent knows what's going on. He knows he's doing the wrong thing. I am tired of giving people like this the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, this is Jar. Just a Robot released a video on Sensitive Society, and I think some of it's on Tectone too.
Unironically, I'm starting to understand why his uncle financially screwed him over. Literally in this entire video, the word destiny is only mentioned twice.
Regarding Ethan's kids, and that information was said by Destiny, that unhinged Twitch streamer. iDubbbz decided to promote said information, which is beyond fake news. Pathetic. I mean, iDubbbz is he's just a fucking loser with nothing left at this point. Would it be worth the trouble and the money? Like, I know that Ethan has the money, but what are you gonna get out of this? I mean, unless he continues to...
How about it's just wrong? How about it's just wrong to sue somebody for something somebody else said? You know, this is always the cope. This is like the massive cope that people use. Oh, this guy has nothing. He's such a loser. What's even the point? How about it's just wrong to sue somebody for something somebody else said? To silence your critic, you know? How about that?
To spread the lies that Destiny put out.
He really should be mentioned more since he's the one who fucking made the allegation in the first place. Sensitive Society goes on to say that iDubbbz was actually the one who started this entire beef between him and H3H3 when he made that shitty content cop.
Now, do I have any empathy for Ian and him potentially getting sued? Absolutely fucking not. I do not care. Essentially, he is what started all of this with his shitty content.
Ethan Klein was the one who lashed out at iDubbbz first after CPS was called on him. iDubbbz had nothing to do with that CPS call as far as I'm aware, but Ethan Klein made sure to use it.
Yeah, essentially, the CPS visit happened, and then Ethan Klein was upset that iDubbbz wasn't speaking out for him or in favor of him, wasn't like backing him up on Twitter or whatever. So they did a whole thing on the CPS episode where they were talking shit about iDubbbz and Anissa. And so in response to that, iDubbbz made a video.
As an excuse to get away with, well, pretty much anything he wanted. I feel like I'm in
Which is usually the way, you know, prior to Ethan Klein being the most litigious Jewish man alive, like, well, maybe not even alive, but on YouTube, people would make videos and then other people would respond to them with content. You'd make content and respond in that way. You know, that's like the worst part about all this is that you're not even getting, you know, besides going through the legal docs and stuff, you could just be making content. You could be responding with words, but instead you want to use like greasy, vindictive tactics to like try to hurt people financially, you know. Very gross.
School again. The teacher always gets mad at the kid who hits back, not the kid who did the hitting in the first place. I also want to make this clear in case anyone forgot. iDubbbz, along with his wife, made it clear that they don't condone any harassment being sent to Ethan Klein before they made the content cop. The reason why they made the content cop is because Ethan Klein was still throwing a temper tantrum, saying that their support wasn't enough. Just like how he said iDubbbz's first apology wasn't enough. Then claimed that iDubbbz's second apology was enough, but still continued to sue the guy. Ethan Klein is so cartoonishly evil.
It really is kind of like cartoonishly evil. For real. Coming out and saying that he's going to drop the lawsuit and then lying about there being an NDA is like so perverse. I mean, it's actually insane. He's just lying to his, you know, to the public and then also to his audience about like what's happening.
Is there like anything to gain from...
As far as the NDA, because I think the thing was written up when they were dropping the lawsuit. I'm pretty sure. So, I mean, there was a mutual NDA in place when he was talking about that.
From this, Ethan won. Is it worth the effort and money just to shit on this guy who already lost everything? iDubbbz doesn't have anything. He lost everything. No one gives a fuck about iDubbbz in the Big 26, and no one has cared about iDubbbz since 2021. Let's just keep it real, and I'm being pretty generous here.
For Ethan Klein, it absolutely is worth the trouble and the money. He's just trying to bully the guy since he has more money. This is the weakest condemnation I have ever seen. This is even worse than what Nicholas DiHorio does for Ethan Klein.
Now, I personally don't give a fuck if Ethan sues iDubbbz. Like, I don't care. It doesn't harm me in any way, shape, or form, so I don't care.
Ethan Klein is attacking freedom of speech, something Sensitive Society absolutely benefits from, and all he has to say is, "Oh jeez, is he even really worth it?" Well bro, you should care, because if Ethan Klein wins, a lot of other millionaires are going to start suing small commentary channels just like you. Also, Sensitive Society talks about things that don't affect him in any way all the time, so I don't get what he means by this point.
Unless he continues to...
Yeah, there's just no way, I think, like years ago that any of this would happen, where there wouldn't be more pushback on Ethan Klein for doing these like frivolous lawsuits. But you have people like Sensitive Society and Tectone and Asmund and all these people that are just willing to like look past it because it benefits them, or it's attacking their enemies or something like that. But it is like terrible for the YouTube ecosystem. And like I said, back in the day, people would have said something, but fortunately, that's not where we're at.
To spread the lies that Destiny put out. If that were to happen and he goes back to being that $1 discount dragon thingy and says, yeah, Ethan molests his children and he does this and yet again, well, then I'm okay. Then I would be like, you know what? Sue him for everything he has at that point. I don't give a fuck.
Bruh, this guy is such a fucking liar. iDubbbz never said any of that. Destiny did.
Wait.
For some of this
he put out
at this point.
Unless he continues to spread the lies that Destiny put out. If that were to happen and he goes back to being that $1 discount dragon thingy and says, yeah, Ethan molests his children and he does this and yet again.
Yeah, it never happened though. He never said that. He never said that. So you're just like lying. You're basically just spreading, you know, Ethan Klein's narrative on it. I mean, he put it on screen. He said he didn't believe it. And it was to press Ethan Klein. It's like, why aren't you addressing Destiny, who's like calling you a pedophile?
Yeah, well, then I'm okay.
You know, you're willing to attack all these other people. And this guy's actually defaming you and you won't do shit.
Then I would be like, you know what? Sue him for everything he has at that point. I don't give a fuck.
Bruh, this guy is such a fucking liar. iDubbbz never said any of that. Destiny did. But for some reason, Sensitive Society refused to condemn the guy. Now, as bad as it is to sweep for a millionaire who's suing anyone who criticizes him, criticism being something that Sensitive Society's channel is entirely based on, it's not as bad as when Sensitive Society swept for a predator and completely got away with it scot-free. Get ready for another exciting rape review.
Shamu, did you see Vitaly getting felted? I mean, I saw him getting arrested yesterday. I saw him getting arrested, or he got put in cuffs when he was like making a pred catch, but I don't know if there's something else that happened. That is true. That is true. That's a good point, Nugs. I mean, it's fair to call out somebody else doing something, but that definitely did happen. He did sweep. What was that girl's name? I like loosely followed the jar stuff, but I know that he Cinny Bear. It was Cinny Bear. That's right. That's right.
I'm going to explain who Tectone is so none of you get confused. Tectone is a disgusting, ultra-right-wing transphobe who admitted to having a fear of vaginas.
I did find vaginas a little bit icky.
He was sued and
terrified of them. This man is terrified of vaginas.
Civil court for raping and stalking one of his exes. And he lost. He was defended by people like Legal Mindset, Think Before You Sweep, and of course Sensitive Society. Sensitive Society's video basically boils down to, me and Tectones are friends, everyone, but I'm not going to be biased in this video.
And before I go and read his tweet and we get into the whole situation,
Sensitive Society, his coverage of the Tectone stuff was so fucking shameless. He went out there and swept for him, played Legal Mindset stuff. And then once he got some pushback, made an apology, and then immediately took both videos down. Didn't even leave them up.
situation because it is a bit tricky, a bit iffy, if you will, before people call me out for being a hypocrite or not covering this fast enough because I'm friends with Tectone. I'm going to be as fair as I possibly can. I'm going to try and put my biases aside.
Then he proceeds to be biased.
But it's like, you know, there's been multiple times where women accuse a man, and many years later it comes out, hey, they were lying. But in the meanwhile, when people are investigating, is it real, is it not, they get dropped. I mean, not to get redundant, but that is literally what happened with Johnny Depp.
Remember the Johnny Depp versus Amber Heard case?
And again, it's like, there's so much, we have medical records of the injury when the alleged act happened. You know, like an injury where she had to go to the doctor over it. This is not just like, oh, it's just like some random thing. There's like documentation of like medical injury, dude.
A lot of people turned on Johnny Depp, but in the end we realized that he was innocent the whole time. Difference is, Johnny Depp won that civil case and Tectone's didn't. The judge on the case was an advocate for sexual assault victims, therefore you can't believe anything she says. Yes, the worst people imaginable. People who support sexual assault survivors. Oh dear God!
Hang on there, ja. I am someone who supports Tectones, and I don't believe he's a rapist. Therefore, I disagree with everything you're saying here.
You can have that opinion if you want, but you should still hate Sensitive Society because he took down his Tectone video. Yeah, this guy pissed off both the Tectone haters and supporters. Sensitive Society took down his video due to just a little backlash.
It's actually, I can't imagine, dude, like taking down, like if you're making an apology or like make some kind of statement being like, well, I should have looked into it more. It's just so shameless to take that shit down after you do it. Like, so incredibly shameless.
I guess you could say he's sensitive. That joke will never get old. Sensitive Society then proceeded to make one of the worst response videos I have seen in a very long time. And then he took that video down as well. Sensitive Society took down his video due to just a little...
Guys, if you haven't hit the like button, we've got 129 live and 50 likes. Hit the like button. Hit the like button.
Backlash.
Please.
I guess you could say he's sensitive. That joke will never get old.
You're not fucking funny.
There is one nice thing I can say about Sensitive Society's video on Tectones. At least it wasn't as bad as Legal Mindset's video. In his response, he talks about tweets that...
Well, the thing is that Sensitive Society and WestJet, I can't remember how bad Pegasus was. I want to say he might have had a couple clips in there, but definitely Sensitive Society and WestJet's videos were... like the majority of them were just Legal Mindset clips. So Legal Mindset went out there and swept for Tectone, came up with every like excuse and like misrepresentation on so much shit. And then they would just play those clips, you know, and that was like their quote unquote video on the topic.
He never puts up on screen.
I'm not a Twitter guy, but I kept seeing people in the comment section asking me, yo, when are you gonna talk about Tectone? You're sweeping for him, you're protecting him, you're obviously paid off by him to not speak badly about him.
Yeah, you just had to take his word on it that people were claiming that he was paid off by Tectones, to which Sensitive Society says that he wishes he was.
Which, once again, I am not.
Why do you think these retards defend Rape Tone this hard? Is it just team sports? Well, in Sensitive Society, like, Tectone does this with everybody. And when Nicholas Diorio basically covered this stuff, Tectone did the same thing. Tectone reached out in DMs to try to, like, you know, sweeten up to him, basically, to be like, we can be friends, that kind of stuff. He did this, Tectone did that to Chud Logic. So basically he did that to these guys too, like the slop channels, like Sensitive Society and WestJet. He's talked about how much he's talked to WestJet. And Tectone will play their stuff. So he'll play Sensitive Society. He'll talk him up on his stream.
Before You Sleep was the worst of all.
Yes,
Bro is
it was
grasping
awful.
straws in his pink video.
That was crazy. The Think Before You Sleep video was fucking insane, man. But, you know, he'll have him on his pod. Like, they had WestJet and Sensitive Society on his podcast. So that's kind of how it works. Like, he'll sweeten up to the person or whatever. And then, in turn, they'll give him, like, lighter coverage. That's just kind of the end effect. And he'll try to do that with anybody who tries to be critical of him, like Nicholas Diorio or Chud Logic, and there's a bunch more, you know. It is a common tactic he uses.
I mean, I wish.
Bruh, the only people
Rob's Media also had the same thing.
Should wish to be paid off by rapists are lawyers. He says that he was not sweeping for Tectones, which he totally was, and that one of his main sources was the Legal Mindset video.
There was quite a few people who thought I was covering for Mr. Tone. But once again, some people unironically believed that I was paid by Tectone to cover for him. Even I said it on my video. I'm like, yeah, I'm biased. Like, I know this guy. You know, I've talked to him quite a few times. Doesn't mean you can't call him out. I mean, I made a video talking about the situation. Now, if I was truly sweeping, I would have never covered it. You know, once again, I don't care about random Twitter users or irrelevant people on Twitter that are just commentary orbiters that care about drama for free. But once again, looking back, I should have definitely covered it better. There's things that I should have done, such as naming what the allegations
such a pompous
were. Even though I
fucking
fucking
asshole,
showed
dude.
him when I was watching Legal Mindset's video, but I digress. People know what the stuff is. So that's on me. You know, I'm a grown-ass man, gonna take my accountability. Totally on me. I should have done a better
take your
job covering
accountability.
that. I just saw his video, I was
Taking
like, oh,
accountability and then literally deleting the video like how long after you put it out. I'm taking my accountability. Oh, by the way, I'm just going to delete this video now. So fucking disingenuous and shameless, man.
facts. People know what the stuff is. So that's on me. You know, I'm a grown-ass man, gonna take my accountability. Totally on me. I should have done a better job.
Oh yeah, and by the way, thank you for the $5 donation as well. Thank you, David.
Covering that. I just saw his video. I was like, oh, fast facts. He's gonna tell us the whole story. I'm like, okay. I put one and one together. I'm like, oh, okay. So I'll just react to it.
Yeah, this is proof why you should never get your news and facts from
Beckett with Legal Mind. Well, I think actually Jar put all these together. These are all different clips. I figured that this was like a panel. Jar's been going after Beckett like hard, man. And he's made like 3 Diorio videos and I think one on Turkey Tom too. But yeah, he just took screens. I figured this was like a podcast or something, but he's taken this one's from like years ago. This Tom video is from the apology. I don't know when the Beckett video is from. And Legal Mindset, I think this is like part of the Tectone video maybe.
Commentary channels. They all just copy each other's work. He says that he would cut rape tones off if it was 100% confirmed that he truly was a rapist, which is pretty much impossible to do.
I hope it goes without saying, but if it was like 1,000% true that he did indeed force himself upon someone and actually rape someone, then I hope it's common sense that goes without saying, and I'm shocked that I even have to say this, but of course, if that was a situation, that's someone that should be cut off. You know what I mean? I don't want to be friends with rapists.
Graping is one of the hardest crimes to prove in court, and also disprove in court. But we all know that if the exact same information was provided about someone Sensitive Society didn't like, he would absolutely call them a rapist. He's just butthurt that it's happening.
Again, I mean, it's just, let's just hypothetically, let's say Hassan. Okay, let's say Hassan was dating a woman and they had a breakup or whatever, and then she accuses him, and then the woman comes out with medical documentation that there was an injury sustained during the alleged act of rape. And then, like, several videos going back a year, like 7 or 8 statements talking about how rough he would be and how talking about the injury that she sustained and everything else. I mean, he's just correct. Like, people would freak out. They would also say Hassan is a rapist, you know? So...
to one of his friends for once, and he's too sensitive to deal with it. At the very least,
5+ videos. Try 100. Pegasus would be eating good. We'd have a Pegasus going on, and 500, 1,000, 6 million videos even.
He does show some evidence of people talking about him on Reddit. Unfortunately for him, the Reddit comment absolutely rapes him like Tectone did to that girl.
All right, I just saw this, and it's legitimately one of the...
That's true. They do push the Diddy brothel stuff, which is like seriously one of the dumbest fucking... It's so crazy that you push that's like the thing, and it's like it was one guy that got arrested 6 years before Hassan went there. I mean, it is crazy.
Funniest things I've read in a long time. So this is a Reddit thread of people talking about Tectone, and they talk about me, they talked about Pegasus, WestJet, the SlopTubers, the Three Amigos, the CEO of sweeping and protecting alleged rapists. So Tectone seems like he contacts SlopTubers. So
yeah, and Miskiff as well, for sure. Miskiff, when he was accused of SA, and the story originally was not, it was like, it was not something where it's like, oh, he's a rapist. But yeah, I mean, they basically, all of those guys have walked it back, but they all pushed it for sure. But then when Miskiff came out with some of his evidence and stuff, people walked that back. Not all of it, but definitely the SA claims. But they definitely did push it, yeah.
They take it easy on him. More Pegasus said that he talked to Tech, and we only see softball criticisms. Sensitive Society got on his podcast, and he's like the biggest sweeper. Tech commented on WestJet's video and got it banned.
You know what's crazy? People have accused. I've heard Tectone and like they're like, Shamu is on Miskiff's payroll and like all this crazy shit. It's like so ridiculous, man.
A guy is doing damage control by making friends with the slop tubers. Tectone in one of his most recent videos said something about WestJet being
funny
his friend.
stuff.
I'm also pretty sure the slop tubers are on his side, and it kind of explains now why they went so hard on Miskiff. Tectone, someone got them by the balls without having to blackmail them. My guess is these slop.
You still think Miz is a raper? I mean, the other, like the throwing phone and stuff, like, yeah, that's in there. You can question that. But the rape thing, it was like they had broken up and then were like hooking up at the time. And he went over and they started making out. And then she shrieked when he moved to the next base. And then he immediately stops and leaves. So as soon as she shows signs of like, I'm not into it, he immediately stops and leaves. That's not rape. He's not, you know what I mean? That's just not. It's just not. But the phone and all that stuff for sure, and the punching walls and everything. There's definitely criticism there, but calling him a rapist is crazy.
Slop tubers simply don't have any friends. True. So having Tectone give them the slightest attention makes him feel good enough to sweep for him.
Yes. And I'm going to have to rewind so we can. But yeah, emotional truth. I forgot about that. Emaru and her legal filing. Her lawyer said, it's actually my emotional truth that he raped me. It's like, so fuck it. I mean, that is one of the worst cases of like, you know, false allegations. I don't know. That's so crazy. Your emotional truth that you were assaulted. Maybe not that specific instance, but I don't believe a man that treats women that way wouldn't rape. Okay. That's fair.
He can't be as bad as the court make him without having to win so hard. I'm pretty sure the slop tubers are on his side, and it kind of explains now why they went so hard on Miskiff. Tectone, someone got them by the balls without having to blackmail them. My guess is these slop tubers simply don't have any friends. True. So having
hey, that's actually true. Looking back now, we actually know that. Since Sensitive Society made a whole video about how he doesn't have any friends and he has to go places alone all the time.
Tectone, give him the slightest attention makes him feel good enough to sweep for him. He can't be as bad as the court make him to be. To someone.
This is just like, this is actually what Tectone does though. That is just like true because we know because he's done it, like I said, to Diorio, Rob's Media, and Chud Logic. As soon as you start criticizing him, he's showing up in the DMs to try to become friends with you. Like, that is like his move, you know?
Like me, he even reacted to my video on stream. He is nice to me.
After seeing all the sweeping the slop tubers have done for Ethan Klein, yeah, defending slop tubers is a good way to keep them from talking shit about you. This guy hit the nail right on the head. Also, word of advice to everyone on the internet, don't get into a fight with a fucking Redditor. Not because you'll lose, but because there's pretty much no way for you to win. People have talked constant shit about me on Reddit, and I never respond. Also, this Reddit post only has 26 upvotes. How sensitive can someone be? My god. Sensitive Society's response ends with him comparing this to the fucking Turkey Tom situation. Of course, just like last time, the main difference is Turkey Tom wasn't found guilty in court. Also, he still never addressed the age-playing stuff. Throughout this entire video,
Well, the Turkey Tom one, like, those girls, you know, they fucking went way... The only thing that came out of that, that I would think happened was the age play thing, and it was just him meeting up basically with the girl whose entire online presence was like to be like an age play person or whatever. But I mean, I forget, it's been so long now, I can't remember. But his video going through all that stuff definitely exposed all that stuff besides the age play thing, because it's just like, well, you met up with a girl whose entire online presence is about age play, so, you know, I don't know how you really get away from that. But the other stuff, I mean, they definitely, I feel like, got totally exposed. I think one of them made a threat to blackmail and all this stuff. But the BPD rape sluts did lie, but Tom also downplayed the age play stuff. Yeah, I think that's like a kind of a fair assessment of the outcome of that stuff. And it's also like, is he like just like an age play guy all around, or he does it now? It's like, no, you can't really say that, but it's like you are meeting up with a girl that her whole presence online is that, so there's something to be said for that, but that's about it.
Sensitive Society only showed a few Reddit posts, and that's it. He didn't look deeper into tech.
Yes, it was rough. The sketcher, like, dude, some of the pictures of that girl from her, I mean, it is like, there's like binkies and like kid shoe. I mean, it is not good.
Tones or anything like that. Bro, if people are telling you you're wrong about something, you probably should look deeper into it. Who knows, maybe they're in the wrong and you're in the right and you can debunk them. I thought my responses to Backlash were bad. This is fucking next level. As I've mentioned before, Sensitive Society took down this video and never addressed things further. No apology, no admitting he was wrong, no nothing. At the end of the day, Sensitive Society is just a
Had Tom just come out with the age play stuff, all the sloppers would tweet for him too. It's the commentary bros that were uncomfortable with that. Yeah. I mean, I think most people probably would. I mean, if it was yeah. I mean, for sure. But it's also like, you know, you don't know if it was just like, well, one-time thing or something. You know what I mean? But yeah, I mean, most people would probably not cover it or anything because that's just the way things kind of are. A lot of ways, like these bigger, like Sensitive Society types, you know, they're probably not going to go too deep or go too hard on any of the people they kind of align with.
The sensitive little pussy who defended a predator, just like Nicholas Diorio. Get excited for the next video, because I'm going to be responding to Cope and Seethe yet again. Pro just can't accept that he lost. Anyways, I'm going to do a speedrun of a video game, because that's what trans people do for some reason. I'll see y'all next time. Donate to me on...
Alright, good video. Good video by Jar. Here, I'll post. You guys can support, hit like if you... I mean, I'm sure everyone's subbed to Jar, but that was good. All right, let's get into the Ethan Klein stuff, and then what time is it? Yeah, let's do the Ethan Klein. So Stephen Asark, I think I said it right. Stephen Asark uploaded a video covering the Ethan Klein legal documents. I tried to cover them the other day, but it was kind of like I was kind of wondering on a few things, you know, and wasn't really clear on some of it. So maybe he'll go into more depth and know some more information that I didn't know. So we'll check it out. Let's do Ethan Klein.
Lawsuit or nah? Well, I will say this. I will be making a video talking more about it because obviously there's a lot to talk about. And I don't want to breadcrumb it.
Hello, and welcome to Stephen Asarch Talk. Sorry.
Oh, I did get it wrong. Stephen Asarch.
This is Stephen Mindset. Think of this part of my channel as like Voidzilla, a space where I can just kind of talk about lawsuits without a lot of editing and, you know, extreme motion graphics. This is just a place where I can kind of just talk because there's a lot happening in the digital culture, legal space. Like right now, Destiny's affidavit just got leaked, and Mr. Beast is being sued by a former Beast Games contestant.
Dude, I've only seen snippets of the Destiny affidavit, but one of them's like, do you know that you can't like pursue a minor or something without asking for ID or some shit like that? And he goes, I didn't know or something. I didn't know I couldn't do that. Something in those lines. Like, don't quote me on it, but it was like something. Maybe the screenshot he used was that actually. Yeah, it wasn't that one, but it was something like that. It was crazy.
Who claims that she was forced to delete her OnlyFans in order to compete in the Amazon game show. But today, what I want to talk about is the Ethan Klein versus iDubbbz lawsuit. Now, a couple weeks ago, I released my first video in this sort of vein and talked about the documents that I had obtained going through the lawsuit and kind of what's going on.
YouTuber Steven Asark. I apologize if I'm mispronouncing that.
Coming from Stephen Asarch this time. Some of the last ones came from Stephen Asarch, actually.
Who's this guy? Who's this Jewish twink?
In this video, Stephen Asarch is very pleased with himself.
If you guys haven't seen this, they're like a huge H3 head, like his most Zionist setup ever, man.
And the response was overwhelming. It was really interesting when a bunch of different creators all over the digital space just kind of like talk about you and look into your stuff. But I saw a few pieces of like misinfo off of that video that got shared around. And I wanted to talk about just one that really caught my eye.
Yeah,
which was
Megazord.
that Ethan Klein could not have dropped the lawsuit because he needed to have that settlement first. Ethan writes in the comments of the apology saying that, okay, I'm going to drop the case.
But it turns out he can't just drop the case. There has to be some sort of agreement.
And that
So every like step of the way with all the H3 stuff with that Barbie doll person, they'll just sweep for, you know, oh, you just can't drop it. Well, actually, yeah, you can. You could just
really
drop it.
True. Ethan Klein could have dropped the lawsuit at any time. If you look at the Alberta Rules of Court, after the discontinuance of claim, before a date is set for trial, a plaintiff may discontinue all or any part of an action against one or more defendants. So he could have at any time dropped it, but if he did, he would have had to pay Ian's legal fees. Because as you can see in point 4,
Ethan still claims he's not a Zionist. You know what it gets really surreal with some of that stuff, right? Because you'll have like something crazy will happen, and Ethan Klein will be like, I'm not a Zionist. But then when the Iran war started, he had like a whole setup with Loner Box going over like how this is actually good and like being supportive. Ethan Klein, tweeting out like the IDF air fighters and being like they're heroes, and all this stuff. It is pretty surreal.
Discontinuance under this rule must be in Form 23 and must be filed and served on each of the other parties.
Dude, him and Lonerbox had like it was like a 2-hour long thing where they're just going through like, the Iran war and like they're so happy about it.
After the plaintiff serves notice of discontinuance, the defendant is entitled to a costs award against the plaintiff for having defended against the discontinued claim. Now, do you think it's fair that Ethan would have to pay for Ian's lawyers if he dropped the lawsuit? That's entirely up to you. But this idea that Ethan couldn't have dropped it at all unless he got this settlement with all of these 20 plus different facets that needed to be filed through is just like complete hogwash and definitely got spread by a few conspiratorial Barbies online. But, what I want to talk about today is the August 18th court hearing, I guess.
Spiratorial Barbie. We'll just start calling her Zog Barbie or something, I guess. Maybe that's... there's probably something better, but...
Kind of talks about what goes on. But first, I think we kind of need to go a recap of this lawsuit and kind of how we got here. On February 17th, Ian, as a dragon, posted Destiny's claiming Ethan was, touching his kids and being inappropriate. Gross statement, not a fan, but he did it and he put it up. And before any of this happened, on May 9th, Ian issued his first apology on stream. The apology, it was just him kind of distancing himself. He says was retiring the character, but he kind of moved on. But on June...
Okay, so let's see here. So he did set up like a little bit of a timeline. So this came out, I think, after I would have watched this live stream when I was going through the court documents and stuff, but I think it came out like right after that, or was at the end. So February 17th, Dragon stream. May 9th, first apology. So after iDubbbz made that first apology, the lawsuit was filed 1 month after that first apology. So it wasn't even like the negotiation thing was drawn up or anything like that. He just apologized of his own free will. He might have gotten a cease and desist. but I'm guessing that might be what the June 5th date is.
June 5th, 2026, that's when Ethan Klein filed the lawsuit against iDubbbz for this statement. He also sued Anissa for a separate statement that we'll get into later on, but that's when things really started to go. And June 15th, Ian decided he was going to release his own apology video. And if you look on his channel, that apology is actually one of the most successful videos, might even be the most successful video he's had in quite a long time outside of the H3 content, Cop Nuke. So, you know, he just did that of his own. But after June 15th, Ian's and Ethan's lawyers start talking behind the scenes to discuss a settlement, because under that second apology video, Ethan wrote that he is, you know, going to drop the suit, that he's ready for the apology was good and he was going to drop the suit.
So this was like the first, I mean, I guess he just changed, he was either like outright lying or he just like changed his mind, I guess. Because, I mean, with this comment right here, you would think, oh, okay, this is like what he wanted. He just wanted an apology. There's not all this other bullshit that iDubbbz has to do to get it to drop. He's going to drop it now, and then he just never did.
Going to drop the suit. That he's ready for the apology was good, and he was going to drop the suit. But behind the scenes, he really wasn't planning on just dropping the suit.
Oh, has Barbie? I like that. The has Barbie. That's good.
He wanted a settlement. So they were kind of discussing these settlement terms. And, you know, I went into it in the last video, so I'm not going to recap it here. But I do want to talk about Ian's third apology and kind of how important it was. Because this apology on July 2nd has basically been wiped from the internet. No one really has it. It's only in this affidavit. So I decided I kind of just want to read it here. And just because it's going to be really important to understand how the August 18th hearing went.
Yeah, so by the third apology, he means the one where Ethan Klein basically said, you have to disavow Snark and the Reddit, like you have to say that you don't like, you know, Snark and disavow the Reddit. That was what the third apology was. Now, I've seen clips of it. Kilo clipped it. Yeah, I think Kilo has actually a clip of it on his Twitter where he's saying, like, I disavow, like, harassment groups or something like that, but he doesn't name it specifically. And so that's why Ethan Klein is, like, still suing him. But anyways.
So what Ian said on the July 2nd stream was, for the H3 podcast, I was definitely getting sucked into the cycle. Sort of the bad parts, the ugly parts of online discourse. And I really don't want to be part of that. I feel bad that I was engaging in that. It's easy to get roped into it, and I don't want to be that person. I think it's worth acknowledging. There's been commentary around Noah Samsen, Frogan, all these people who are also dealing with lawsuits, and they're all in very different situations. I certainly don't want people to see my apology and see any of this as a reflection of how other people need to behave, because this is my world, and this is what I wanted to do for myself. I very much want to get back into making content that is more reflective of who I want to be, what drives me, what motivates me, and I think getting lost in the online back and forth, getting involved in these communities, because it's such a slippery slope, especially for me. It's hard, right? Because you get so emotionally invested in things. You just want to be heard. You just want there to be resolution. That's what I want a lot of the time. And in the pursuit for the resolution, you can say and do some ugly stuff. You can be involved in things that are just very ugly. I want to distance myself.
Why does iCucks have to disavow subreddit specifically? Well, it all goes back to, it's for like their narrative or whatever, right? Like Ethan Klein wants to present a narrative that this Narcrubs subreddit that talks shit on him all the time and, you know, follows his stuff and is posting like negative, they're A-logging him essentially. Like he wanted that subreddit shut down. So he wants iDubbbz to say that you disavow Snark because he wants to help that narrative and then show and be like, see, you know, Snark really do be bad. So
from that sort of stuff. Anything that involves people's personal lives. Because Anissa and I have both been a big target of it.
It's pretty fucking stupid. Like it's actually, I mean, you know, very bewildering, I guess. Like, if you were happy with the apology and you said you were going to drop the lawsuit, does it really matter, you know, this third apology with the Snark stuff? I mean, it's just for this dumb narrative that's going, but I guess it is.
Whether it be Kiwi Farms or anything else. There's been a lot of stuff that I have not liked. It's very personal, really gross. It's hard to not want to react back in a lot of these instances, but I think it's important to not and get back into my own lane, for lack of a better word. So I think I'm going to try harder to just make good content and not get pulled down into this drama slump, because I still think it's important to defend the defenseless and stick up for people, and fair, good criticism is important, and I do think holding people accountable is important, but I don't want to get sloppy with it, you know? That apology comes out July 2nd on his stream. It was what they were discussing. And before that apology happened, there were conversations between Ethan Klein's lawyer and Ian's lawyers, as I said. And this is what Ethan Klein's lawyer said. It's in the affidavit before it. Consistent with your instructions that Ian Joma must denounce the SMART community or express regret for participating in it, but the wording and format are at his discretion. Ian has agreed to make a statement on his Thursday, July 2nd.
So they actually had it literally written up in the suit itself that the wording and format are at his discretion. So what happened? So why isn't it good enough?
Live stream along the lines of participating in snark communities for bad faith to harass or by picking on people's families is bad, and state in a manner that is clear that is including himself, i.e. that his participation is included in the statement and was bad. Now, does the above statement include enough about participating in snark communities? That is what this court hearing was about, is to figure out if the agreement that, again, was in the last video.
iDubbbz disavowed harassment in general, which should have been better, which should be even better. This others besides Reddit have harassed Ethan. It's almost like he doesn't actually care. So, well, that's the thing. I mean, I think I know what you're saying. That's the thing, is that, you know, they're just compelling speech. Like when Caseytron did her interview or her announcement thing where it looked like she was, you know, being held hostage in a room, repeating how sorry she was to Asmongold's mom and everything else. Like, these people don't mean it. You're just compelling speech. But he wants it to try to sell a narrative. But that's the weird part about it, is that it's very obvious that it's being compelled. So I don't know what good it really does. But for some reason, he is fixated on compelling the speech for them to disavow that or apologize for this or say there's anti-Semitic issues on the left. You know, that was one of the big things with Caseytron.
Holds up and stands in court because is to figure out if the agreement that, again, was in the last video holds up and stands in court because did it, you know, talk about the snark communities? That's what the lawyers discussed, went back and forth on to kind of figure all of that out. Because what we learned from the court is that court denied the application for enforced settlement. So that agreement that, you know, I posted that's been going around online, the court denied it, saying that it doesn't hold water. According to Ian's lawyers,
yeah, they said it was
that his
too
apology,
subjective.
the July 2nd one I just read, actually fulfilled the agreement. But Ethan's lawyers, they disagreed, saying that Ian did not denounce snark. He did not denounce the snark communities. He didn't say the word snark. And because there was no specific language in the agreement, it was just sort of up to the discretion, as the lawyer in all of this said. See, it's up to the discretion. But the wording and format are at his discretion. So it's actually entirely up to Ethan if he's going to take this thing at all, if it's going to count. And Ethan disagreed. So the judge felt that the agreement was subjective, so it wasn't fulfilled. So it just had to keep going. So I filed the courts again.
He has a watermark here for Diorio. That was the thing. It's like Stephen A. Sarch first video, or when he dropped all the legal docs, he had a big tiff with Diorio because Diorio said something about, I can't even remember what it was now. But basically he deleted it and he said that he got like some of it wrong. But it's funny, he made an actual literal watermark to say this is not for you. Jeez.
To get more information, more documents, but nothing had been actually added to the docket. The only thing, as you can see, that's different than the previous one is that on the 18th of August, it says that the case was heard, or that the hearing was heard, and that the black spots are the judge's name and the action numbers. But that's really all that we got in terms of new information. There's nothing been filed yet, at least that I've been able to access. But we do know what happened because Anissa, on one hand, has been talking about it in her Instagram stories, which we'll get to in a bit, but there was someone who was at the courthouse who was taking notes. Now, I saw this Reddit post and was, of course, skeptical. You never trust something you just see online as, you know, the end-all be-all. But yeah, I do find it interesting what they said. You know, they got the judge's name right, which I had not posted online. So I decided to reach out to them and, you know, ask for a bit more confirmation. You know, I did my due diligence. They were like, "Are you a journalist?" I'm like, "Yes." It happens from time to time. But they gave me the case number, which again, I hadn't posted online. They had the judge in there. And the notes seemed to line up with what Anissa was posting afterwards. So like, though this statement shouldn't be taken as 100% fact, I think it's interesting enough to
dude. When Diorio talks about the H3 stuff, like when he disagreed with the Noah Sampson lawsuit, or like said that he didn't like it or what, dude, his fans freaked. It was crazy watching his, like the comments on in his chat. It was nuts, man. So anytime he gives pushback like that, you see some crazy shit in the chat.
Kind of look at here. And as long as you're mildly skeptical, I think the justification behind it is good enough. So what they wrote is that the judge denied the application to enforce settlement. The court found real doubt as to whether a settlement was actually concluded. Courts can fill gaps in a contract on an objective basis, but only where the parties intended an objective standard to apply. Here, the parties didn't set an objective standard. The standard was whether Ian's statement was subjectively satisfactory to Ian. The statement needed to be satisfactory to one person, and that was Mr. Klein. And that's really where Ian and Anissa screwed up on this one, in my opinion. They were not specific enough in the language when it came to the settlement. They needed to have basically...
My thing too is like, if they signed this settlement, and it said like disavow snark or whatever, and they had already signed it, which I think is the case, then I mean, they should have just fucking done it. They should have just done it. I mean, it was already about to be dropped. Just fucking say the words. Who gives a fuck, you know? It's not even like, you don't even have to fucking believe it. I mean, like, the guy is just compelling you to speak or he's going to sue you for $1 million. Ian screwed up apologizing to Ethan in the first place. Maybe, I don't know. We'll have to see what the outcome is. If he winds up losing $1 million because of it, because this country's legal system or whatever, then maybe maybe it wouldn't have been a screw up, but yeah, who cares? Like, it's just, and if people, certain people are going to like freak out, but it's like, people should understand that if you're getting sued for $1 million or someone's like has their boot on your neck and they want to compel your speech to silence their critics and everything else, like, people should have some like leeway for that or some like, be understanding, I guess. But also, who cares? Who really cares? But if they signed it and they knew that they were supposed to do it, then yeah, they should have just done it and got it over with.
Script in order to make it so that like Ethan could not, say that this didn't count. Like if you look at the Casey Tron, apology.
By apologizing to Ethan, you give up leverage, and Ethan is unreasonable by his nature.
Settlement video. The reason it sounds so rehearsed, in my opinion, I have no evidence behind this is just something I'm theorizing, is that because it had to be written verbatim to make sure everything was okay and that the settlement would count.
The lawsuit was not frivolous.
This video was so fucking insane, man. I have never seen, like, I talked about it last time we talked about H3. But when he made his apology to Kavanaugh, he was like, it was very brief. It was like 30 seconds. It's like, hey, we're good now. I'm going to take down the older videos. I admit that, we might have went a little too far. Whatever he said. Casey Tron's was like 6 minutes of like someone holding a shotgun to her head. It's like, tell Asmongold you're sorry about his mom. Tell Asmongold you're sorry about his mom, Say there's anti-Semitism problems online. Talk about the anti-Semitism.
I said the lawsuit was frivolous and based on misogyny. It was to garner sympathy, protect my own reputation, and retaliate against the Kleins.
It can't be subjective. you really need to have everything in writing when it comes to this sort of stuff. And, you know, it just kind of went from there. So I contacted this person, and they said that they were going to share their notes with me. And I was like, oh yeah, that's great. I would love to see them. And then they posted them to the subreddit. So I guess the internet can sort of thank me for getting this stuff out. But there were some things.
Oh, interesting. So I did see that post, and then I did the other one as well, where they talked about the hearing. So that's interesting.
In the notes that I wanted to get to, because I think they speak directly to that, again, July 2nd statement, which is kind of the whole point of all of this. You know, Ian's lawyers were very specific and said that these are the reasons that the apology counted and that the settlement should stand and that the agreement should stand. It talks about the bad and ugly parts of online discords. Ian's lawyers also said that this was the most challenge she has faced in trying to reach a settlement with a party. Again, I would not directly quote it, but I wouldn't be surprised if that's what she said. But again, does the bad parts and ugly parts of online discourse count to denouncing snark? If you're describing snark specifically as snark communities, no. At least that's subjectively how they feel about it. And then we have, I felt bad I was engaging in it, which is the statement Blanchard says meets that requirement from the agreement that expressed Ian needed to include his own participation as something that was negative. You think getting lost in the online back and forth, this is part of the apology in reference to the snark communities. Again, is that count as snark? Snark, again, by Ethan Klein's definition and those of his community, in my opinion, because there's never really actually been a direct definition of snark. It's been very nebulous about what it is. But like, snark is something that is very specific to them. That is a community of Redditors who shit talk them and do other things. It could potentially be linked to the CPS call that they received or the skulls they received at their houses. All of this is, you know, what snark kind of is.
Yeah, it kind of could be anybody online too. I mean, there's been situations where random people, you know, will do crazy shit like that to kind of turn the temperature up and get two sides to fight each other. I mean, when you're talking about someone that has 20,000 viewers live, I mean, could be fucking anybody, but yeah, it's no different. I mean, Brennan Schaub had like a snark Reddit. Mersh had a snark Reddit. Lots of people have had these Reddits or Kiwi Farms threads or whatever else where people talk shit about them and they're highly critical. There's nothing really new about it.
And Ian, in that statement, does not say that snark is bad. He does not mention the word snark. He implies to what the traditional...
Yeah, well, Ethan, yes. He had that up earlier. They did agree that they could, it was at his discretion of how to use his words. They say specifically, though, disavowing the snark community, but it's at your discretion or whatever. So, yeah, like I said, I would have just done it. I mean, it's definitely not worth getting sued $1 million over. Now, Ethan Klein is vindictive and evil for trying to silence his critics, basically, through frivolous lawsuits and litigation. You know, I mean, IDubbbz is getting sued for something somebody else said. But if you already signed the agreement, I would have just gone through with it, like, you know.
Definition of the term snark could be in that it's like people shit talking each other, but he doesn't actually say snark. And because he doesn't condemn those specific snark communities, that's what these lawyers are kind of arguing, that the agreement doesn't hold up, and none of it really matters in all of this. And when you look at Ethan's lawyers, they were like, he was required to say these things. He was required to use the specific term snark community. It was in the affidavit and it was in the talks. He needed to use the term snark community. And the fact that he didn't is enough to kind of like break the thing. It doesn't count. The agreement doesn't count because he doesn't say snark community. And the judge actually kind of agreed. Well, let's go back to this.
Wait, was that it right there? Let me see. Oh no, this is the transcript.
Let's go back to this. So the fact, like, I thought this part was kind of funny.
He's trying to appeal on denims, but that's not gonna. The chances that goes anywhere, you know, that's not gonna happen more than likely. And more than likely, Frogan will win hers since she took Denim's legal counsel and is being sued for the same shit.
Point on my end is Ian's refusal to denounce the identified Reddit star community. His lawyer said that was a deal breaker for Ian. The settlement is conditional on Ian stating that he regrets participating in a snark community genuinely with no reference to the named community, a snark community with reference it targeted Ethan Klein or H3 Stark. People gasping behind me. Ethan is not willing to move unless there is at least a reference to option A. Now, again, he didn't mention the snark community. This, like Ethan said, it was kind of being held up by one tiny little sticking point.
Listen, it's a bunch of technical bullshit. It's just we're in negotiating the terms of the settlement still, and that's it.
And it's like, how important? It's like, if he doesn't want to say snark or something, is it really that important to get this? Because I don't even know what it serves. It's like you're compelling his speech to say something, maybe that he doesn't even believe. Is it really that important to like just drop this fucking thing and move on? I mean, honestly, both sides, like I said, Ian, he'd already signed, just fucking do it. But then also Ethan Klein, who said he's already going to drop it, and now he's not because somebody wouldn't say the word snark. I mean, it is bewildering to me. You know, it's just not. The snark thing is like, it's great for your narrative or whatever, but it's nothing new. There have always been these places where people are highly critical and mean online to other content creators or you know, people in general. But to them, like that snark, getting that narrative, getting that word specifically is so important. It's just dumb.
No, it's what it is. You know what I mean?
And he's not really wrong here. Ian could have mentioned the snark community, but for some reason we do not know, he just decided not to. And that kind of led to...
Yeah, and that's the other... He's literally obsessed. Remember him checking Anissa's page when he was playing poker. That's the other thing that comes across with this stuff is that you can tell... Yo, thank you for the 5, David. I appreciate it, man.
Listen, guys, I just want unconditional surrender. Just say snarky, and just one more thing, I promise this time. Cross fingers emoji.
Yes, it is kind of crazy. There's been 3 different apologies from iDubbbz, which is kind of absurd. But yeah, he is definitely like him checking the snark page with Anissa and like copying it. I mean, you can tell that he's probably reading these threads. He's reading all the posts. You know what I mean? I would say that is definitely the case. Classic case of like reading your own thread or whatever else.
To all of this legal rigmarole, I still believe Ethan Klein should not have filed the lawsuit to begin with, and he could have settled without any of this stuff. But Ian not getting in direct writing what that settlement was supposed to be is why they are in this place. If they had just bent the knee and said the snark stuff, I don't...
Okay, so does that mean after the second apology, was there not even anything written up for the agreement? That's my thing. That's what it sounds like Steven is saying.
Settled without any of this stuff, but should just decided not to. And that kind of led to all of this legal rigmarole. I still believe Ethan Klein should not have filed the lawsuit to begin with, and he could have settled without any of this stuff. But Ian not getting in direct writing what that settlement was supposed to be is why they are in this place. If they had just bent the knee and said the snark stuff, I don't think any of this would
Maybe he just means it was too subjective.
Happening. It wouldn't have been a problem. But here we go. And now we have the judge. According to what this Redditor said, the judge said, that this situation leaves me with some doubt in relation to whether the settlement was concluded or not. And since the court is required to fill on the objective basis, and that because this agreement was more of a subjective basis, there's no reason for them to basically uphold the agreement. If Ethan Klein doesn't say that the agreement is done, then the agreement is not done by the court's definition. They could have, again, none of this needed to happen, but Ethan Klein is ultimately the one with the power here because Ian and Anissa just were not specific enough in their language.
So the best thing is that if he got his way, it wouldn't bring him any closure, and he ruined his image in the process. That's true. I mean, like, what's $1 million? I mean, to a guy like Ethan Klein, really, you know, $1 million probably isn't that crazy, you know? And he's essentially totally 180'd on his image to where he used to be the free speech guy, the guy that fought for creators, for copyright, you know, all that, fair use. And he's basically done a 180 on that entire thing and become kind of the figurehead of like the enemy of that kind of stuff, free speech and like, you know, speaking truth to power if you're a small creator. So yeah, I don't know. I don't really understand, but
it's, you know, say what you will about the case, that is objectively what's happening here. We also know what happened because Anissa, for reasons I do not understand, decided to post about it on her IG story. I will say a tip for anyone getting sued, don't make posts about it. Don't do it. The internet is not here to be your courtroom. The courtroom is there to be your courtroom. I understand you want people to kind of side with whatever you're thinking, but just like, Just shut up. At least that would be what I do, is I just shut up. But Anissa posted, to clarify.
That's what I've always been told. If you get sued, just don't fucking talk about it. Now, it's crazy nowadays. Things have changed because streamers are getting sued. They'll just go on their streams and talk about all this shit. Destiny has reviewed like every transcript, every filing on his stream. And it's actually, I mean, they're in hearings right now for spoliation because he like or said something that wasn't given in discovery, or at least that's what, Pixie's side is alleging. But it is, and Mercator did the same thing. Like when he was in legal issues, he would talk about it on his stream. Always been told like, just don't talk about any of your legal shit, on a stream or to the public.
I am also named in the defamation lawsuit that is seeking $1 million.
That could be held against you.
We are both being sued by Ethan Klein, me specifically for tweeting drugs. Now, I want to put a pin in the second one, but on the first one, the lawsuit is seeking $1 million. Now, I think that is partially my fault, why that's kind of a thing. The settlement itself, or the lawsuit, said that it was seeking up to $1 million. Like, they weren't seeking $1 million max. It was just like, that's kind of legalese for just doing it. So if that, came about because of my video, I apologize, but that's kind of how I've seen it. I've been speaking to lawyers behind the scenes to kind of get a better sense of this case, rather than, I am not a lawyer. I am a journalist. Let me make that perfectly clear. But I have been speaking to lawyers to kind of understand all of this stuff and get more of an understanding rather than keep talking. But
you're talking about the farm. Well, it's just like chuds are, largely people that lean to the right are just in support of this stuff because they just hate iDubbbz or whatever. They're not really thinking about it and like how is this for the ecosystem? Is this like the right thing to do? They're just destroy your enemy, That's all that is.
I wanted to read the next one. People rightfully are confused on whether Ethan dropped the lawsuit or not. The short answer is no. The apology which Ian did truly of his own volition, without any instructions from Ethan's legal team, was not enough for Ethan to actually drop it. That's all I'm choosing to say at this moment. Did he drop it? No. Did he say he would drop it publicly? Yes. And that's true. That's true. He didn't drop it.
So he lied about dropping the lawsuit. I mean, it's not dropped. He said he was going to drop it after the apology. Didn't do it. So that's a lie.
But it's that is what it is. I'm trying to be less opinionated in this one, okay? Just kind of let it go, because I don't want to. People on the internet are weird. That's what I've kind of learned.
Steven's getting a lot of pushback. It's definitely like this whole topic. You get crazy comments, and people on both sides can be upset with you. I've seen it like with the Moist Critical thing. It was insane the way some people reacted to that.
Back to the last thing Anissa said, which is me specifically for tweeting drugs. Now, that is not actually what it says in the court filings. It says, on or about March 24th, Anissa published a statement suggesting Mr. Klein was on drugs on one of his videos, stating, bro is on something here. His pupils look as big as his iris. He's cooked. That was on a live stream, not in a tweet.
A lot of people talk about Ethan Klein being on drugs, mostly because of the sniffles, which, is for Tourette's or whatever. But lots of people.
Was on something here.
Yeah.
For sure he's on drugs. Look at his eyes.
He does not normally look like that.
His pupils look like they're as big as his iris.
Yeah.
But Anissa, realizing that, saying wrong things in a lawsuit, even though she just said that was the last thing she was going to say, added one more story to the mix. More solid clarification. Sorry on my part. The specific wording in the suit is a quote from me commenting on the tweet I had made previously in passing in Ian's live stream. Here's the reason why I am included in the lawsuit. Yeah, it was the live stream, not the tweet. She did tweet drugs, which was tied to this, but again, that is not what it is mentioned in the lawsuit, at least from what I've been able to see.
Those sniffles appeared overnight. That's not Tourette's. Well, that's an interesting opinion. And since I don't want to be sued, I'm not going to make a judgment call on that. But yeah, some people have said that. Some people have said those sniffles are not from Tourette's, but I have no idea. I'm actually not just saying that because I don't want to be sued. I just actually, I don't know how Tourette's works. Maybe you can get new tics or something. I have no fucking idea.
Now, why I don't have the transcript. Because you can actually get the transcript from the courthouse, and I wouldn't have to rely on a Redditor in order to do it. But unfortunately, it costs quite a lot. So I contacted the court after I got
That's probably true. That's probably true.
That, being like, how do I get the transcript? And they're like, first you have to pay another $25 to get the clerk's notes, which have the timestamps, to kind of figure that out. And then you have to file those timestamps to get a transcript. Now, I would want the transcript pretty fast. So it would cost about 8 cents a character. That means a letter. So if I wanted, every time they said the word snark, it would cost me $3 or so. And that's hundreds of dollars to get a transcript for a YouTube video that I don't know how well is going to do. So I will say that if you want to see the transcript, I am willing to shell out to get it if I can kind of crowdfund it from the community. So if you're interested, think of throwing me a super chat or potentially.
I've never got any legal documents from I can remember from Canada. I have to see how much it costs, but I wouldn't be against helping out or something.
Joining my memberships, which I just launched recently, and I'm super happy with. But I do want to kind of end with a little opinion, a little thought on this case. You know, as someone who is not a law tuber but pretending to not be one, I think Ian and Anissa really screwed up by not being specific in the language with their apology. I think they should have not let it be subjective. They should have had very specific language of what he could have said. I don't know if Ian wanted to do. I don't know if his pivot to empathy made sure he can't read statements or what have you, but it definitely made it seem that he could have just, again, read his and moved on with his life. But again, that's also
I think he didn't want to do it because he feels aligned with the people that Ethan Klein is the false DMCAs and that whole war. I think he feels more aligned with the quote unquote snarkers, which encompasses I don't know, 30 creators and a subreddit and Twitter. But I think that's probably why, and I just do it. Who cares? Like I said, who cares?
Ending the need to Ethan. And I don't think that's what anybody really wants to do. Again, that's my problem. In my opinion, is this feels so bullying. You know, it feels like Ian said something about Ethan's kids.
It's compelling speech. You're compelling speech with, compelling speech with frivolous lawsuits. This one definitely, stealing something for someone else said is some crazy shit. It's crazy you can even get away with something like that, but yeah, it's he just wants to compel speech and shut down his critics or his enemies through through lawsuits.
It's fair game. The pettiness is totally allowed. You can do whatever the hell you want because you went after his family. And I think there's a lot of pieces of the fandom that agree with that yeah, you shouldn't have said that about Ethan's kids, so now whatever happens to you is justified. Especially since there's this massive lolcow culture around iDubbbz where people feel betrayed by what he's turned into, so they can just kind of feel like they can get away with a lot of this stuff. None of it really makes sense, but I think at the end of the day...
None of it really does make any... It's total nihilism or something, or just not, a willingness to not think through what is the right thing here, or what is best for the community or the ecosystem. Oh, I hate this guy, so whatever. It's just really dumb.
What this lawsuit's just gonna keep going. This was gonna be the ending for the moment, but since it didn't end, this is gonna go to 2027. This is gonna be a long drawn out thing to figure out the defamation claims. And nobody wants a long drawn out defamation lawsuit. That's scary stuff. That's hurtful and can completely steal all the money you have. But that's what's happening. And I'm not sure that is good for the internet in general. I don't think these lawsuits are healthy for the internet. I just think this is kind of what we're dealing with. But you know what? Let me know how you feel about the lawsuit in the comments. I'm really excited to just kind of get your thoughts. My name has been Stephen A. Sarch. I am a journalist, not a lawyer. And thank you for watching, Stephen.
All right. So there's Steven's video. Be sure to subscribe to Steven. Let me end this fucking poll. I forgot to end this poll. Whoops. All right. Whoop. Sub to Steven. Good video. It was cool to see someone actually walk through some of this stuff. All right. So that's it for the Ethan Klein stuff. Now I want to do a little catch up. I don't know if we're gonna get through the whole fucking thing. But I wanted to do a little catch up with Flesh Simulator. I've talked about Flesh Simulator before.